people. It is Friday, the 20th of January. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And we are your hosts, and I am one of them, your favorite shade queen, my own royalty.
What's good, people? Big man use. Happy Friday.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
No, I said like a thief. How's everyone doing this lovely day?
Yeah,
Friday?
All good. Yeah, can't complain. How you doing?
I'm okay, thank you.
Oh, good in the hood.
I think I'm not a retrograde or metrograde or what these things that happen, but I woke up in a funky feeling today, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep it cool and keep it
Funky Friday.
yeah, funky Friday it is.
Oh, can you update me, please? Because obviously I wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah.
But I was watching, and you promised us a dragon of sorts, but it never happened. How come?
Yes. So obviously you saw what was in the group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I basically decided to take the high road.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm very proud of myself. I don't think you guys understand. I'm very proud of myself. But I'm trying these days to be a better person.
Okay.
And that particular person, that this is what she feeds off. She feeds off drawing people out so they can respond.
Yeah.
So then she can somehow end up on Shea Bar and stuff like that. This is what puts money in her bank account.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a part of that.
Okay.
So I kind of have to think of like what I want my brand to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just didn't. What was it Michelle Obama said? When they go low, we go high.
Yeah, I heard that right.
So I decided to go high.
Okay.
Yeah. I decided to go.
I was just watching. I was just there, like patiently waiting, thinking,
When
okay, cool.
I tell
How's
Yusuf-
Esther gonna address this?
Yusuf, because you know what it is. Sometimes there's certain things that, obviously, I'm not a perfect Christian,
Yeah.
and I know that I can have like not anger issues, but if you get me really annoyed,
Yeah.
I can really go for it. And things like that, yeah, like I just want to finish you.
Yeah.
Like I can't. The temptation to just finish you. When I tell you the things I thought of and I said, yes, I'm going to make you cry. Whatever it is that's going to bring tears and going to ruin the next 2 weeks of your life, that's what I want to say to you. But I just want to being a bad person. And I feel good actually because I let it go. I let it,
Yeah.
What was it Brent told me? Let it fall off my back. That's the same, right?
Roll off your back.
Roll off my back.
Like a duck, innit?
Yeah, like a duck, exactly. So I'm out here being a duck.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So call me Duckess.
Cool. I was thinking whether or not you came to this decision yourself, or did Brent talk you out of it?
No, so basically, when I first got the message, I didn't send it to you guys straight away.
Yeah.
So I was here in a limbo of should I not?
Yeah.
Because I know what this person wants. But I was like, how dare you talk to me like that? So I was like, okay. So when I put in the chat, I was already like, I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then big up Danielle, babes Danielle. She messaged me
Okay.
and she was like, and I was like, I get it, but I'm still doing what I want to do. And that's how I am when I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then I messaged big up my girl Vic. So I messaged Vic and Vic was just like, Esther,
Yeah. Leave it.
you know what this is about. You know what she wants.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Don't. Like, because obviously Vic and I, we talk about so much.
Yeah.
And she knows what it is I want to be and all that kind of stuff. So she
Yeah.
was like, this,
Yeah.
your name, you don't want your name associated with this person in any kind of way.
Yeah.
So then I was still like, okay, fine, but I'm still going to message her.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Oh, did you message her back?
I messaged her back.
Can you give us the details of the message?
Yeah, I told you what I sent.
Okay.
But then basically I unsent it. Because that's, no, wait.
Wait.
No.
But did she get the alert though?
I don't know. That's her business. But that's when Brent stepped in and Brent was like, it's still the same. Because me sending a message, it all still has the same. We're still going to get the same result. It's still going to be you're replying. It's still going to be a back and forth. It's still going to be Shea
No,
Bar.
but it's different. Not necessarily.
No, but the way this guy operates.
Replying on here
Yeah.
very differently than replying privately. There's no saying that she's going to screenshot and take it to Shea Bar.
No. The way this girl operates,
type, though,
Yusuf.
She is, but
She's a green screen. She's the message in the green screen, and now she's chatting.
But you know
She's
what
a
it
whole
is?
YouTube video. The message is there.
I think if the clip in question
Yeah.
went viral
Yeah.
and everyone was talking about it, that's when she might, make your reply a thing and shade, bro. But
Yeah.
because it's just something that's kind of internal,
Yeah.
it's not a thing.
But you know what it
Right.
is? I think what she does though, because a
Yeah.
lot of people talk about her.
Yeah.
But what she does is that if you've got a platform,
Yeah,
she wants somehow to feature on that platform.
yeah,
So because obviously this is a daily show,
yeah.
I wouldn't even, she's a weirdo. I wouldn't even surprised if she was even watching, waiting for me to react
reply.
kind of thing. Do you get what I mean? She's just that weird. Like, this is what she does for years and years. But what that message, I just said to her, I screenshot it just in case. You know me, I keep my receipts, boy. I've got receipts from like 2015. What did I say to her? I said, you and I are not on the same level in life for you to have ever thought to send me this foolishness. Don't let it happen again. And I'm wishing you the best of luck on your journey to being a better person.
Okay.
I feel like
How soon after you sent it did you hit unsend?
Not, wow, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Wait, hold on, wait. But what made you hit unsend? Like, what was the thinking behind it?
No, so that's when I was talking to Brent. So this
Oh,
was like
okay.
after the show was done and everything.
Yeah,
Then me and Brent were talking,
yeah,
and he was just like, "Yeah." Which, to be fair, I appreciate because, again, like these are people who've said stuff to me.
Yeah.
Are people who know what it is that I want to do in my life.
yeah.
So it's just like, don't get yourself in this situation,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah, and I didn't unblocked her. Like I just felt like, do you know what? I just aired it.
Yeah.
So all she's gonna see, she didn't see that message. I don't think she did.
Yeah.
I didn't get a response to it. But
Yeah.
all she would have just seen was that I read the message.
That's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Because that's literally all she's worth in this life is air. Not even the oxygen God gives us. The lowest of the airs. That's what she's worth.
Right,
So yeah, so High Road, the first of many.
Good.
First of many. And not letting my ego, because I'm working a lot on my on ego showing up in like different areas of your life.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've had it in good scenarios where like I'm more open with people and letting them know how I feel about them, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So this was kind of the first test. My therapist is gonna be so proud of me. This is the first test in the negative sides. And yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Isn't it?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Who would have thought?
I'm sure the listeners are gagging to know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna throw.
No, I'm not. It's not me trying to bait you to say
No,
that.
I know, but you know, it's
just-
on my, that's the thing though. This is
I'm
still
just
me
saying.
battling.
Yeah.
But I hope everyone's wisdom teeth is doing well out there. Take from that what you will.
I think that they're already in the chat trying to discuss who it is, you know.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you one clue. Wisdom tooth. That's all I'm gonna say. If you get it, the girls that get it, get it. But
Thing is, I know who it is and I don't even get the reference.
don't you?
Same.
No.
Oh,
I
that's
have
good.
no idea what that means.
Oh, that's good. There's actually, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah,
else.
don't
yeah,
expand
let me
on
leave it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the headlines.
Oh, that was good. All right. So our first headline is about Rishi Sunak, our Prime Minister. So Lancashire police are looking into Rishi Sunak after he was filmed not wearing a seatbelt while a passenger in a moving car.
Ooh, folks.
The Prime Minister has apologised for the incident, saying it was an error of judgment to take his seatbelt off to film a social media clip.
Stop it.
Yep.
Content. TikTok.
So his spokesman told reporters that Mr. Sunak fully accepts that this was a mistake and apologises, adding that the PM believes everyone should wear a seatbelt. The Prime Minister was in Lancashire when the video was filmed during a trip across the north of England. The video, to promote the government's latest round of levelling up spending, which we spoke about yesterday, was posted on Mr. Sunak's Instagram account earlier. In the clip, which lasts about a minute, Mr. Sunak can be seen addressing the camera while the car travels along with the police motorbikes briefly appearing in the background. Passengers caught failing to wear a seatbelt when one is available, unless covered by a valid exemption, can be given on the spot £100 fine. The fine can increase to £500 if the case goes to court. Labour said that Mr. Sunak's video added to endless painful viewing after he was seen struggling to make a contactless payment with his card last year. The spokesperson for Labour said, Rishi Sunak doesn't know how to manage a seatbelt. His debit card, a train service, the economy, this country. This list is growing every day and it's making for endless painful viewing. And our next headline is about the whole Ukraine and Russia war again. And more countries have answered President Volodymyr Zelensky's call to send further arms to Ukraine. The US says a package worth $2.5 billion will be sent, including armoured vehicles and air defence systems. Several European nations promised their own new packages, including the hundreds of missiles pledged to Kiev by the UK. The announcements come ahead of a crunch meeting scheduled in Germany today, in which 50 countries are set to coordinate arms supplies. A meeting on Thursday saw representatives from 11 nations gather at an army base in Estonia to discuss a range of new packages to help Ukraine recapture territory and fend off any further Russian advances. 9 countries that have promised their support are the UK, Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Denmark, Czech Republic, Estonia, the Netherlands, and Slovakia. And our last headline is about the Church of England. So sources have told BBC News that the Church of England, the bishops, have refused to back a change in teaching to allow priests to marry same-sex couples. The Church of England's bishops met on Tuesday to finalise their recommendations after 5 years of consultation and a debate on the Church's position on sexuality. Their proposals will be debated at the Church's equivalent of a parliament, which is the General Synod, next month. BBC News spoke to several bishops present at the meeting who said the Church's teachings that holy matrimony is only between one man and one woman would not change and would not be put to a vote. It comes after years of debate over the issue. Same-sex marriage, as we know, has been legal in England and Wales since 2013. But when the law changed, the Church did not change its teachings. In 2017, the Church of England began an extended consultation period called Living in Love and Faith. And in November of last year, the Bishop of Oxford became the most senior Church of England bishop to publicly back a change in the Church's teachings. Although a handful of others supported him, they remained in the minority. The refusal to propose a vote on allowing same-sex marriage is likely to anger campaigners for change within the Church. And that's the end of the headline.
Thank you very much. Let's get into our word on road. Sorry, guys. I meant what you're saying.
They both begin with W. So.
They really do. It's a lot. It's a lot going on.
All right. So today's what you're saying, is linked to our previous headline, right? Mm-hmm. About the Church basically not being willing to change its teachings to accommodate, I guess, changes to modern society, right? Yeah. So as we know, like I just said, same-sex marriage has been legal in England and Wales since 2013. But when the law changed, the Church of England was still firm in the teachings, and they even refused to take it to a vote amongst themselves, right? Mm. So today's topic of the day is not really just based alone on that, but basically about change, right? Yeah. But I want to start off here. So basically the Church of England, right? Like I said, they don't want to change their core tenets. Do you feel like they have a right to change their tenets? It may sound like a silly question, but it will make sense.
That's not a silly question. Okay. That's as in, do they have a right to change it?
Yeah, to change their own teachings. Bearing in mind where the position of the Church and Christianity for thousands of years, you know what I'm saying?
I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no.
Well, why do you say they don't have a right to change it?
Because I just think if they say that they're following the Bible, mm-hmm. and they say that the Word of God does not tell them to endorse that, mm-hmm. then I don't think it's right to force them to endorse that. Mm. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. What if they're not being forced? But like I gave an example of the Bishop of Oxford, right? Mm-hmm. He's come out to basically say, look, I think we should change our teachings.
Yeah.
What if it was, let's just say, the majority of the bishops in the Church of England saying, look, let's change our teachings. The world has changed, and I think these teachings of Christ need to be updated for the people that's in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what it is? I think it's one of those ones where you actually need a unanimous vote,
Okay.
Because something like that will cause such a divide. I mean, churches divide for less these days, but something like that will cause such a divide where if there's people who are against it, for example, and people are saying, no, let's keep up with the times, they're like, well, the Word of God is the Word of God. Mm-hmm. I just think with religion is just so, or faith, is just so, it's hard to just go with a majority rules type situation.
Okay. What if I said to you in the past, that's kind of how things have been, like in terms, historically.
Yeah.
Sometimes the nucleus of a particular Christian organization, Catholic Church, Pentecostals, they came together to discuss a particular thing, and they put it to a vote, and whatever the majority was, that's what it was.
But then has it been on matters as big as this though? Because there's certain matters that are really big, like this topic of gay marriage, abortion, divorce. There's just certain things that when it comes to religion, they're bigger than the committee voting on it. Do you get what I mean?
But is it really though? Because
Because I think it's difficult because people are going with what they say the Bible's telling them and what their conviction is. Do you get what I mean? And I think keeping up with trends in society, not that this is a trend, by the way.
Yeah.
No, that's not. But not that this is a trend, but if the argument is, well, society is evolving, let's keep up with the times. Compared to the word of God, some people would be like, well, I don't care about keeping up with times when it comes to the word of God kind of thing.
Do you feel as though, again, this may sound like a stupid question, do you feel like the word of God should be accessible to everyone?
It is accessible to everyone. Everyone can buy a Bible if you want to.
Cool. I say on that, not about this particular, the same-sex marriage thing, but just to say, historically, right?
Yeah.
There was a time where it wasn't, right? And then a particular person had to come out from within the church and be like, listen, the way we're conducting our affairs here with the people isn't right. Everyone should have access to a Bible. And then when they had that whole printing press, then it became more accessible, right? I say all that to say, there was a long period of time where only certain people in high positions had access to the Bible. And it didn't seem like the church cared enough. Until somebody broke out of that and said, let's do something different. Yeah. Could this be one of those similar moments?
Do you know what it is? Yeah, when you think about like how things have changed in church, I'm sure at some point, I don't know, actually I'm not making something up, but I'm sure there's been different things that have come into play where it's like, okay, these are the times we live in now, and over time it's changed and stuff. I feel like with this is freshly, it's kind of new.
Yeah.
So
true.
they got to put the shift in, respectfully, and then get to the point where it then does change. You know what I mean? But I think also as well, I'm so big on like going where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Like if there was a church, if I was gay, for example, and there was a church that didn't want to marry me, there are churches that want to, there are churches that would marry me. I just go there.
True.
But I guess obviously because of the church, is the Church of England like the statement church for the nation or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Because this country's not a Catholic church; it's more Anglican, Church of England stuff.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because it's like that's a good example, right? In fact, I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Let me just hello, Gina.
Good morning.
I'm sorry. I didn't even cream my hands.
Oh, bless you.
My skin's looking acid.
you want
Do
cream?
better. But I was like, no, I use them. The lip thing that I have is for hands and
Okay.
thingy, so-
Did what I had to do.
Yeah, but I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I've never woken up in such a panic. And I was like,
You know, when you wake up because your alarm to wake you up, that panic here.
Do you know what it was?
I
I
hate it.
knew I was sleeping for too long though.
Yeah, when you don't
So
just
I
sleep,
was
it's too
sleeping
enjoyable.
and I was like, this is too long. Like I knew it. And I was like, I didn't want to look at my...
You're scared.
Do you know how I knew it as well? Yeah, like I always put my alarm, my watch on charge, everything. My watch was on my hand.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this ain't gonna go down well. So when I looked, I saw the time, I said, no.
You here?
Sorry.
It's all good.
That's all right.
Can I be honest though? My main thing was to beat monks.
That's what I
So
that was the next thing I was
when
gonna
I
say.
pulled up, that's what he's going here. I said, yes.
That was the next thing I was gonna say was that you at least you here
Nah,
for this gentleman.
literally, when I was driving, I was just like, nah, he said 8:30. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna beat
I
that.
literally, when I saw 8:34, I was like, no, we can make it.
You made it.
Lo and behold.
Get here. He's gonna get here at 9 o'clock. Yeah.
But yes, I want to ask Yusuf here. Well, both of you, basically. Yeah. How do you feel about Church of England? I guess not wanting to change their views on same-sex marriage.
I got tea, by the way.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm just going to have to do it
Watch
off
Church of
air.
England.
I was thinking.
So
Church of England. Like,
No,
what
I
is
just
what
got
did
the
the
tea.
Queen
When
do?
you sat down and talk about same sex, I said, oh my gosh, the tea
Okay.
that I have.
Love
Oh,
me some tea.
it's hot.
What about same-sex marriage?
Just something along those lines, but some people in the...
Do you know what? Let's not tease them because I think people
Yeah,
are
I'm sorry,
disappointed that
because
it's all
this one I generally cannot. I
Yeah.
cannot even repeat on air. So
They're
I'm,
still, I feel like they can't have 2 days in a row people withdrawing
Oh,
tea from them. They're
sorry.
upset.
Do you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna message
Here you
you in
go.
the group. I knew. You see,
Yes,
I'm
I
always-
never way.
I'm always ready, man.
You said it
Always
right
ready. Always ready.
Yes. So what do you think?
That they don't want to change their views.
Yeah. Do you feel like they have a right to change their views? You know what I'm saying? Even though, yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, I think they have a right to change their views.
Okay.
But I wouldn't knock them for not changing it because they're following the teachings of the Bible, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they have the right. Is there outrage that they don't want to change their views, basically?
Kind of, yeah. I wouldn't say outrage,
Yeah.
but there are people like, why are you still keeping to this? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you get a lot of pressure from like within as well.
Yeah.
But it seems like within the bishops
Yeah.
still don't want to change it. It's not like there's any infighting really.
The thing is religion meant to evolve with time, or is it meant to stay the same? Is it meant? You know what I mean?
Thank you. That's basically what I'm getting to. And
Yeah.
that's where I basically want to go outside of religion too, just in terms of like the things that I guess in our life we're willing to accept, right? And say, you know what? How much change is acceptable for me before my identity changes, if that makes sense. And that's basically where I wanted to start with the church.
Okay.
So for example, all like I was giving an example before about certain doctrine in the church,
Yeah.
over thousands of years, things have changed. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of those changes, yes, of course, you can find how they're rooted in scripture and stuff like this, right? But if they were rooted in scripture, why weren't they there from the very beginning?
Yeah.
And so somebody may be able to come and say, you know what, I want to make an argument for this whole same-sex marriage thing. Like there's some bishops who want to change this. In other institutions within Christianity, they've changed it. Why don't you change it? Isn't it all included? You know what I'm trying to say? So anyway, to move on from there, what I'm trying to say is, in terms of the things that change our
Trying to be
No, it is. The tea she dropped.
It's hot, isn't it?
Exclusive.
Come on.
Off the press. Off the press.
Okay, I'll check it after.
But it's kind of odd though,
Nah, do you know what? I saw it coming.
optics wise. Like as in I don't feel like they suit even in that realm. They don't really.
I don't think they do.
You don't think they don't
They
suit?
don't.
No.
They don't suit at all.
They don't see it at all, but I
I
kinda
can't even imagine it.
The people are gonna cook her.
This is
Who?
They're gonna cook her.
Who? Which
The first name that she.
the
Oh, is
first
it?
one. No,
Why?
as in you
Why?
don't understand.
Oh, is it?
Look what I wrote. Look what I wrote to you though. I
Yeah,
said
I
the
see.
reason why.
They're gonna cook.
No, she's going.
Oh,
her.
joyful, love. Is that okay?
Yeah. All right. So, Church of England. They're great.
Yes.
Actually, no, they're not. I don't know. I don't go to that church. But what else is there that's actually? I guess that divorce has changed because there was a time women couldn't divorce, right?
Yeah.
Like the guy would have to divorce the woman.
Yeah.
That's changed over time. I mean, some churches still frown on that.
Is
I
that
don't know what you
more?
want to do.
Is that more so?
But is that in the
society, though?
Bible?
So basically, the Bible allows divorce in a case where they have this infidelity.
Yeah.
But then some pastors, I've actually heard some pastors come out of their mouth and say, sorry, trigger warning, that even when there's domestic abuse,
It's not
you should
justice.
stay. What? I could die. What are you talking about? And they actually open their mouth and say that. And I'm like, in what world do you think that God would want somebody to be like? If when someone cheats, because society expects you to forgive cheating easier, right? If in that God said leave because that bond is broken, because do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
God allowed
then
you to
what
leave.
more
How much more when your life is in
Yeah,
danger?
yeah.
It's scary, man. So yeah, actually, I don't know what the Church of England's views are on divorce and stuff, but honestly, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to things in society, I just feel as though it's always Christians being forced to change things. Like respectfully, no one would ever ask Muslims to do
Do you know what I think it is as well though? Yeah, I just feel like the problem is, I feel like with Christianity, people pick and choose what part of Christianity they want to follow.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah,
Whereas I feel like with Islam,
People still pick and choose.
no, but,
No, but you know,
do,
I feel like-
I feel like there's a lot more respect for
Yeah,
Islam
I feel like-
than there is
yeah.
for Christianity.
I think because there's more emphasis on what. This is only from my point of view.
Yeah.
There's more emphasis on what you shouldn't do.
okay.
I feel like Islam is way more
Like black
stricter,
and white.
and
Okay.
black and white with
And-
the rules and regulations. Where I feel like
Christianity
Christianity,
is also down
it
to
opens-
interpretation.
it comes
like
across a bit
everyone,
fluid when I talk to Christians.
Yeah. Like, and
I mean?
that's what Gina's saying, because everyone
That's what I
picks
mean
and
by they
choose.
pick and choose. Like,
Yeah, like
a lot of it is down to interpretation, and you have people arguing about Old Testament and New Testament, and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand why
Yeah.
people don't take it as serious. It's not saying that it's right.
No, but yeah, they don't take it serious.
They don't take it serious, which is why Christians are always being forced to change their rules or bend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Even Buddhists, do they get the same?
I don't think so.
Okay, but I
And-
don't. Yeah, sorry. Go
I
on.
was gonna say, and also, isn't it also like, not like Christianity isn't really a religion yet, but even stuff like Christmas. You see how like Christmas is meant to be like a like originally
Yeah.
like when you're growing up and stuff, it was a Christian holiday.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, it's
Yeah,
not a Christian
I feel
holiday.
like
It's more
some-
No,
become,
it's just- it's for
it's
everybody.
Yeah, I
universal.
feel like some parts of Christianity have been commercialized.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
So they
it-
move away from religion, whereas Islamically, nothing's been commercialized.
at all. Like I'm not gonna celebrate Ramadan and Eid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas a Muslim can easily celebrate Christmas. And
Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So I think that also doesn't help.
It's a very worldly, accessible
Yeah.
religion.
Yeah. I
Whereas
think
other
yeah.
religions are, even though there's populations are crazy, but they're a bit more niche.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But saying that though, obviously the numbers are a lot smaller, right?
Yeah.
But there are certain factions, or let me not say factions, but certain Muslims
Yeah.
who've formed groups to say, you know what, I'm gay.
Yeah.
And I'm Muslim, and I want a
Yeah.
right to be a Muslim and
Yeah.
practicing a Muslim with everybody else.
Yeah.
And some people are welcoming to that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just that Christianity's been here longer, so it's had more time to change, and so maybe the Islam's going to be catching up. Who knows?
I can't see that happening.
I can't see that happening. Hell will literally freeze over.
I can't see that happening.
I
But
really
feel
can't.
like
Yeah.
like Yusuf said, it's black and white.
It's
There's
black
no
and
grey
white.
or in between.
That's
It
the
is what
thing.
it is. It's not a changing with times and culture and
Yeah. Because
even,
it's funny
even
because
Jews are the same, though. Like
Yeah,
in terms
'cause
of it
even-
being
yeah.
black. I watched a brief clip. Or was it Lin May talking to one guy. He was Jewish and he was just, and she basically said to him that like obviously she grew up in North London. She was around Stamford Hill and stuff, and like a lot of the kids were not allowed to interact with anybody who wasn't Jewish. And she was just like, for example, like I'm black, like you lot, you like basically she was like, how comes your community doesn't get penalized for sticking to their own, if that makes sense? And he made a point where he was just like, his kids don't have social media, they have email. He was just like, my kids have email, they don't have TikTok, they have nothing, none of that stuff, because a lot, like the way the world is, it's made sex socially acceptable, like porn socially acceptable, drugs, all of that stuff, right? Especially Hollywood. He was blaming Hollywood in particular. I'm just like, Hollywood has made all these things normal, and it's not, and that's not how we want our children to be raised. So we literally keep them away from all of that stuff. And I thought this is what I mean by the rigidness. Like, there's no lukewarm or in between. It's just like, you're not doing this. You're not having social media, and no one's gonna argue with that.
I hear you. Okay, but okay, just to kind of hear from another angle here. You know, obviously in church, right? You can have pictures of Jesus on the wall. He may be white today. He might be looking like Mexican tomorrow, or whatever it may be. Yeah, but there's no pictures of Muhammad at all, right? And that's part of Islam doctrine. But there was a time in history when there was pictures. But, you know, people came together and said, no, we don't want no pictures. We don't want the same issues that the Christians have.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, every religion, I feel like with time has to change certain things.
Yeah.
And sometimes you kind of nip in the bud all the things that you can debate about real early, like in Islam. But some things have to change with time. You know what I'm saying? But the question is, why is it that we as human beings shy away from change? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, we're welcome to change, right? But how much change is necessary to be like, you're a completely different person today? You know what I'm saying? And are you okay with that?
Because human beings like being comfortable, innit? So when you find something or a way of living that you're comfortable in and is your safe zone, people are opposed to changing that. I mean, we're creatures of comfort.
True.
And habit as well.
Yeah.
When you get in the habit of doing something and you're cool with it, changing it becomes hard. You know what I mean?
I think, I agree. Like, we're very used to like being stuck in our ways. But then ultimately, if you're happy with the change and you're comfortable with the change, even if it means you are completely a different person, but you are okay with that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think a lot of the time as well, it's other people around you who aren't happy with the change. You know how like you can become a better person. In many different ways, you can become more productive, more. Do you know what I mean? And then there's people around you who might then turn around and say, "Oh, you think you're better than everyone?" No, I just got my shit together. But because that now makes you feel inferior, you're telling me that I've changed and it's a bad thing, but it's not. Do you get what I mean? And then that might make you not double down, but do you get what I mean? So I think the most important thing is you being okay with your level of change. Yeah.
And also, change can be scary for people, innit? You know what I mean? It could be uncomfortable. The unknown, the fear of failing, the fear of you not liking what you're about to embark on as well.
Yeah.
So you rather stay in this safe zone where you know what's going on, as opposed to venturing out and finding something new that may not necessarily work for you, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel like it's possible to know whether change is ever going to be a good thing before it happens?
No. I think you can hope that it can be, but things aren't always guaranteed, innit? Because things can always go the opposite way. So it's a risk regardless.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's ever guaranteed. I don't think anything's ever guaranteed to be positive, to be honest with you.
Okay. The other day you were speaking about being in the gym for 10 years. When you first started, did you not know it would be positive?
Honestly, I'm going to be honest, I thought it was a phase.
Okay,
No, but
cool.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I didn't go to the gym and think, yeah, I'm going to be here 10 years. How? So it was, yes, it was never guaranteed that I was going to eventually get my desired body or any of that stuff realistically, because like I said, it can go either way. And I'm also someone who, like, growing up, I always struggled with my weight. So I never actually thought I'd get to being at a place where I was comfortable with my physical appearance. Do you get what I mean? So it was like, I'm winging it and this is just vibes. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I get fit in the process.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
What had to happen for you to say, you know what, this is working now? And how long did that take?
I think it's difficult. It's different because mine was more for my mental. I didn't go into the gym for for my physical. It was literally just my mind. Like, it was like therapy for me. So that's what kept me going. And then the byproduct of that was my physique changing and me getting like a decent physique. And obviously through that, it's like, oh, this, and it was like, oh, this actually works. Do you get what I mean? And it was more coming to that realization and then continuing. But again, a lot of it was more for my mental.
Okay, makes sense. Ben, I want to ask you something, yeah? Like I asked the guys as well, how much change is necessary to erode someone's identity? And does that even matter to you? Because everyone says, you know what, be proud of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Hold on to who you are, that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
But if we're talking about the positives of change, right? Surely to some degree, you're giving up who you are.
Not really, because people don't have to stay the same.
Yeah.
People evolve and change. And just because you change doesn't mean you're still not the person you are. Like, what are we talking about? You're talking about their core characteristics, their core fundamentals. Like, change doesn't negate identity, in my opinion.
Okay, regardless of how much change?
But they're allowed to change. Like, who am I to police them and say, like, you're allowed... Change and evolution is a part of life.
No, I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, on one hand, we get society saying, be proud of who you are, stay the same, you're a great person, all that type of self-love, right?
Yeah.
But then, to then go and change, especially if that change is drastic, are you kind of...
But it depends what the change is. Let's just say you meet someone who's always enthusiastic and bubbly and they've got a high spirit. I'll never change, you're a great person. If that person now becomes downtrodden, in a bad mood and moody, that's a negative change.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a change. You can be like, oh, like, what happened? You know what I mean? So it depends on what they've changed.
Okay.
If you've changed your belief system, then I can't knock you for that. You've decided that you believe in something else now. You know what I mean?
True. Okay. Yeah, but you didn't answer.
Ask the question again.
All right, so how much change is necessary to kind of erode one's identity? What has to happen to you for us in this room to be like, I don't recognize Brent no more, you know? And does that even matter? And should it matter?
So start with the first question. Don't ask me all 5 minutes.
Yeah, go on. Oh, is that again?
Yes,
okay, cool.
please.
So how much change is necessary to kind of erode your identity, one's identity?
How much change in my life would be enough to change my identity? enough in a short space of time to the point where I'm not recognizable to myself.
That's a scary one.
The thing is, how come this question seems like change is negative? If that person is happy to change, then why are others pointing the finger and saying, "Oh, you've changed"? Like, if that person is happy changing.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it about it being negative.
Yeah.
It's just literally about change.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Just have a negative.
Yeah,
connotation.
good morning.
It sounds negative. a little.
Who is speaking?
Jamal.
Morning, Jamal.
Nice to meet you, Jamal.
Morning.
What are your thoughts today?
Morning. Well, when you're talking about change regarding people, what I see is that, you know, when it comes to a certain point of age, I say before secondary school, people don't tend to change. Like, they're just who they are, innit? You just got to accept them for who they are. So when you're talking about like a massive change or them trying to change, they're just going to revert back to themselves anyways. If they were a prick, they're still always going to be a prick. It might be to a lesser extent, but they're still going to be a prick. If they're a piece of shit, they're going to be a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? They're just who they are, innit?
So are you saying that people don't really ever fully change, like as in like permanently?
Yeah, I think it's very, very hard. I think it's very, very hard. I feel like I'm talking about who they are, innit? Like, if you're like more of a generous person, you're always going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? That's never going to be taken away from you. But if you're a prick, you're always going to be a prick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You might try to hide that away. You might try to do other things to like trying to push that away, but that's never going to change. You hear what I'm saying?
So you don't feel like so, using an example, yeah. Let's just say you're not a generous person, you're selfish, yeah. But you've gone through certain things in life, yeah. After a certain point, let's just say you hit 20, gone through certain things in life where it's like you've recognized people are just nice to you, like all the time. Whenever you needed something, there's always someone there to kind of help, right? You don't feel like that could potentially be the catalyst to make you change to a more selfless person?
It depends. You like, do you know what it is? I think, like, I'm in like my mid-20s, isn't it now? Yeah. I've seen, so all the people that I went to secondary school with, yeah, and I see them now, they haven't changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, their personality, who they are, still the same. The people that I've known from young, which are way older, man, then the mid-30s, they still have not changed. You know what I'm saying? Their personality still has not changed. Who they are has not changed. You know what I'm saying? So, from what I've seen in my lifetime, that hasn't been the case. You know what I'm saying? Like I've said earlier, if you're a prick, you're always going to be a prick. It might be to a lesser extent, but when push comes to shove, your true colours are going to come out. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look at Anthony Joshua, for example, yeah? Anthony Joshua, he was all like, you get me, like marketed well, everything and that. But his real, like, true colours came out when like Eddie Hearn couldn't protect him after the Usyk fight. You know what I'm saying?
That's different though, because AJ might have been just presenting a certain way, as in when he's in front of the cameras, he might just be presenting a certain way. But you know, when he's with his boys or whatever, he's being himself. I think that's a bit different. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That isn't different, because either way, he accepted saying, you know what, I'm gonna play this role. But even then,
but playing a role, you're acting though, so that isn't who you are. No.
Yeah, that means you wasn't really changed anyway.
Yeah. You're just putting on a persona because the cameras are on you, because you're speaking to the media.
I hear what you're saying, but this is what I'm saying. Like, no matter what happens, yeah, your true colours are gonna show up. No matter what happens, you might try to change. You might try to say, yo, I'm trying to be something different, but
is AJ trying?
It's like a 5% chance.
But is AJ trying to change, or he's just trying to put on a act for the media? That's the thing.
I think it's a bit of both, innit? I think it's a bit of both, innit? Because, like, obviously with his background, obviously man's trying to change, trying to like improve his life and that. But either way, man, like, who he really is still came out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So last thing, yeah. You're talking about who somebody is, yeah. How do they become who they are? Are they born into this world with that personality?
I say it comes with environment, but also like just environment, just like maybe like little things that you've seen on around you. I think maybe like God given. You know what I'm saying?
So then,
I feel like those two things play a part. You know what I'm saying?
so let's just say, and you're saying I think you said earlier, yeah, after a certain age, like from secondary school, you don't change. Is that correct?
Yeah, I say past. I say like year 7, year 8. Like you realize like who you are already. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
you might like self improvement. Like yeah, you can make bits and bobs. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the root of who you are. That doesn't change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Interesting. All right. Thanks for that, Jamal.
Appreciate the call.
Yeah, man. Yes, Marks.
Morning, Keely.
You all right?
Morning.
Morning, people.
Good afternoon.
Morning, Brent.
He said, you know.
He said,
Yes. Oh, no behavior. I had a good show yesterday.
Oh, you like it, yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that, man.
People need to tune into the live.
A couple of kiddies was in there. T-Days was in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I was surprised, man. Well, not surprised.
Who are you
but yeah.
surprised? They're always
Not surprised,
banging on
but-
about their behavior in the comments.
They
love it.
Took it out of me. Sorry, man.
No worries.
Alright.
You know what? Let me ask you then. Yeah, how much change do you feel like is necessary to kind of change your identity, and is that even a bad thing?
Scotland said you don't even need 3 months.
Okay.
Scotland. What do you mean?
That's a good callback.
It's good.
It's a
was
callback.
amazing,
It is a good call. It's a very good callback. Didn't see you going that way. All
coming,
right.
though. I didn't see that coming.
You know, I started late. I think I might as well just
No, you did. You really did.
Right to the deep end.
You came. Look at that. Brent's forgiving you already. Brent, that was forgotten.
No, I don't know what kind of change you talk about. I think unless I think to get like real change, people need like significant moments in their life. Because I kind of agree with what Jamal said. For the most part, I don't think people like change. Obviously, like you can grow and learn to tweak things and learn how to adapt and adjust. And like, but who you are, even like speaking to like some of that AJ stuff that you're saying, even if you learn to maneuver in a certain way in public, but who you are in yourself, people have to. I think you have to go through a lot to actually like change who you are and like what you stand for and your makeup and stuff like that. Because it's not really hard to influence people. Like all the like who you are has been building up throughout your whole life. You get me? Consciously and subconsciously, everything you've experienced, everything you've done. So what you know is just what you know now. What's it gonna take for someone to come and change your mind, especially with like your beliefs and stuff like that? Like what's gonna have to happen for you to change how you feel? I feel like it's a hard thing.
So then, how does one change then? So if you're able to analyze yourself and be like, you know what, I'm only at 50% of my potential, right? But I want to be more. You know what I'm saying? I want to experience more in life. How do I change? Do you have to go searching for something?
That would probably be discipline, though, isn't it?
Okay.
I think that's because when you said that, that's the only thing that I can think of. If I'm at 50%, but that means I'm not fulfilling my potential, innit? So if it's within my means and I've got the capabilities to do it, then there's just going to be a few things that I have to tweak in order to reach that potential, and it's usually going to fall around discipline.
Okay.
In whatever man's doing, whether it be the work ethic, consistency, whatever, it's going to probably fall around something like that.
Okay. Well, okay. Let's make it more full circle. Take it full circle. Where let's just say this person's an atheist, but they're saying, you know, there must be more to life. I don't know what to believe, and there's no evidence for it as far as I'm concerned. But I feel like I'm not fulfilled as an atheist. What needs to happen for them to start entertaining religion then?
Near-death experience.
Okay, so they wouldn't be able to do it by themselves.
What if they don't believe something? Something significant is going to have to happen, innit? How are you just going to wake up one day and just say, you know what, I believe?
So you don't feel that desire to want to believe is enough?
It can be. I think if you open your mind, if you've always been like an atheist and you believe this, whatever you believe, and you're like, do you know what? But I want more. If you open your mind to receiving more, I believe more will find you.
Yeah, but when he's giving his testimony about what drove him to the light, there's gonna have to be something poignant there, no?
Not always, you know.
I just woke up one day and just decided, you know what?
No, but some people that is a
believe,
testimony
baby.
though. No, sometimes that is a testimony because you're like, do you know what? I open up because if you believe what you believe, when you're having conversations with people, sometimes you believe what you believe. It's just a conversation. It's just words at you, and you go away. You don't take anything from that conversation. But if you say, do you know what? I'm going to open my mind to what it is what's going on. So if you have a conversation with me, now because your mind is open, you're hearing a lot more than I'm saying. And that can be what makes something click. And now you are your pastor. Nice.
Brent, yeah, good question. You mentioned before about your datum is more so about like when you become not recognizable to yourself, basically, right? Is that necessarily a bad thing?
I don't recognize myself.
Yeah.
So drastically. No.
Okay.
I think sometimes the fact that I don't recognize myself, it forces me to question whether what I believed in the first place was right. Because my method of even looking to adjust and grow is when what is facing me in the mirror doesn't feel familiar. So I interrogate it. And in interrogating it, it's more than likely I will change or move from my position than stick.
Okay.
Because me coming to formulate my beliefs, my tenets and whatever, I'm not budging. In arguments, I'm not budging until something hits me. And once it hits me, then I'm like, ooh.
Okay. So it's kind of like what Mark was saying. You need something substantial has to cause about.
Yeah,
cause some
because I'm so
change.
firm in what I believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And the last thing I wanted to ask to everybody is, right, you know, when it comes to relationships and stuff, obviously I'm not sending for the women here, but I'm just
But you're sending for the women, basically. I'm ready though. I got my armor on.
This bundle of salvation.
Let's get it.
What I was going to say
Say the
is,
body of salvation.
what I was going to say
He's a
is,
legend for that, you know.
you know how certain times, I don't know, let's just say a particular woman, is struggling to find a good partner, right? And then the friends are like, oh, like maybe you need to change your type.
Yeah.
So which I told you guys on Friday last week. Was it? Well, that was asking for a friend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, friends are like dangerous, man. Sorry, as you were.
Right? And then you've changed your type now, and you found yourself a partner. You're like, you know what? This guy is good. Why didn't I do this like ages ago?
Yeah.
Is that a good change? Number one. Are you being real to yourself? Number two. Yeah.
When you say change your type, so do you mean like leveling yourself down?
It's not necessarily down.
No, it don't have to be down. It could be what's that word?
But it's,
Linear.
could be
Yeah.
linear.
yes, it's rarely ever up. So it is down.
It's true though.
It's never up.
We know when people tell you to change your type,
Yeah.
generally it's not what you want though. So
Yeah.
you're changing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
but-
So
They're
generally
saying handle
speaking,
your expectations, manage your
it's like-
expectations.
Yeah, but-
it is. It's not saying the person's a downgrade, but it's not who you want.
But
at
can
your
you
core.
change what you want and then that be it though? Why does it have to be, but before you wanted this? But no, now I've changed it. Like, why did it, you know what I mean? Like, if you reprogram the computer and the settings are different, that's a new setting.
Yeah.
Why is
Yeah,
it
but
talking
it
about the old
depends.
setting all the time?
No, but it depends on it depends on why you had to
Yeah.
reset
Upgrades.
the computer.
Yeah.
Like if you just woke up one day and decided to reset the computer, then you might appreciate it more than if the computer stopped or you can't get what you want out of the computer, so then you have to reset it because
Yeah.
every so often you're gonna be like, wish this just done what I wanted it to do in the first place. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know, man. I think if where you're at now, you're like, do you know what? I'm so happy to be here. Like I like where I'm at. Then I guess it's a positive change, right? Because ultimately you got what you wanted, and you're okay with whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're still thinking I compromised or like you have that feeling, then no, because you know it's not what you want, but you've just settled for being here.
Okay.
Do you see what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
That's how I see it.
I see the same because I feel like as well. Whenever you might think you have what you want, but at some point, them real feelings, what you really want is gonna creep up.
So that means, so can you really change then? It's kind of like what Jamal was saying.
No, but it's what Yusuf was saying, where like I could have a type, but then this year my type is now different. It's not necessarily it's just like it's an upgrade. But it's not a thing where we have to refer to the past because this is now what I want. Do you get me? The old thing isn't what I want. So in your example, it's more like you still want your old thing, but you've been told not to want that anymore. So that's not change. You've just altered your what you currently like. And so the old thing is gonna still creep up because again, that is not change. I feel like if you do change, the old like what you were, whatever it is, doesn't necessarily show its face all the time because you've changed. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense.
Yeah, but I would kind of argue that you still kind of have changed because you don't want that thing kind of.
I don't think that's change. You know, I feel like
No?
if you okay, it's change, but it's a temporary change.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? So there's changes and then there's temporary changes. And temporary changes are temporary and at some point you're going to want to revert back to old ways.
Okay, in that same example, can you know if it's a temporary change?
As in the partner will know.
No, you as a person, like, could
Oh.
you know that, you know, I'm trying a new type
And
of
this was,
partner now?
no, you definitely know it's a temporary
think
change. This is why I
so.
said that it will pop up at some point because even though this might be a good situation, you're happy or whatever, there is going to be things here and there that will remind you of what it is that your heart really desired. And I feel like people who settle, they always know deep down. That's why people be having nervous shakes on a wedding day. Approaching the altar looking like you're a lamb being led to the slaughter. It's ridiculous.
But, okay, but using Yusuf's example, when you change the settings and stuff,
Yeah.
it's a new computer.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no reminder of
Yeah.
the past.
Nah, man.
It's done now.
Surely.
Your heart reminds
But
you.
then
man.
that's why I'm saying it's only if it's a genuine. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why I agree with Esther on the whole temporary change or like real change. Because if it's a temporary change, then you are gonna consistently be
Yeah.
triggered about like the old,
So
right?
that means you think human beings can't change. Like
No, I
at,
think
at a
you-
certain age, right? Let's just say at a certain age, you have your permanent settings. Is that what you think? And then at that, once you reach that point, there's no going back. No matter how much you try to
No, because
to tweak it, you're always going to be in this.
no, because I think it comes from within.
Yeah.
And like, do you know what I mean? It literally comes from within, and whether you're genuinely actually trying to make a change.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? That's why I feel like I agree with Esther in the whole temporary change thing. Because if it's temporary, then you will be reminded of the old and might get triggered by it, like if you see it or whatever, right? But if generally in your heart of hearts, this is the new path that you've taken, and you're very happy and content with this new change that you've made, and you
Yeah.
no longer are interested in the past,
That's it.
then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
This is who you are. Do you
When
know what I mean?
Yeah, because when you think about change as well, there's a reason why you've changed. There's something that's motivated that change or brought about that change. So I feel like it's harder for you to go back there if you know why it was that you left that. Do you get what I mean? I definitely believe people can change. People,
Yeah, for
100%.
sure.
And we have to change. We have to evolve. But, yeah.
But in some institutions, we can't or we shouldn't.
As in back to Church of England.
Yeah.
I just think with them, like you can't force people to change. And I think when it comes to establishments and whatever, I'm very big on just taking things as they are. If the people don't want to do that, then the people don't want to do that. Like it's like when people talk about countries that don't allow drinking, smoking, nudity, and you want to go there, and you want to change that. No,
Yeah.
go somewhere else where you're allowed to do all the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
So go to another church.
All right, cool. Well, I think we can move on from there, man.
Thank you. Let's get into our next headlines.
All right. So the next headline's about Netflix, right? And we heard this whole theory about how, you know, with money being tight, subscribers are expected to cut back on streaming services and things of that nature, right? But Netflix, they kind of bucked the trend at the end of last year, adding more than 7 million new subscribers than expected. Harry and Meghan's revelations were a big draw, as was new series Wednesday. Have you heard of Wednesday?
I binged that.
Oh, was it? Is it good?
Yeah, it was good.
That's Adam's funny one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Remember we
okay.
talked about it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And the film Glass Onion. Have you heard of that? Glass Onion?
Glass Onion.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig,
Oh, the detective one.
where they're all in the house and someone dies or something. Or something
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
I haven't
Oh,
watched
yeah.
it. I heard.
Is it good? Your mic.
Huh?
Your mic.
Oh well, E-Man could hear me.
He said no one can hear your chest.
I was talking to
Don't
E-Man.
finish me.
I was talking to E-Man. Did you hear me, E-Man? Yeah. See.
You too, yeah.
You don't need to hug.
That,
Hug
listen.
it out, literally, because the hostility is really
Just hold. Just
cut it with a knife.
We love each other, man. That's how
Amen.
just how it displays itself sometimes.
All right, so Glass Onion. Yeah, that's a good film, by the way. But yeah, the chief executive, Reed Hastings, welcomed the stronger numbers, but announced that he was stepping down as the chief executive. His long-planned move means he's leaving the firm he founded in a crowded market with challenges ahead, but with 231 million viewers signed up around the globe. Mr. Hastings, who was an early pioneer in the streaming business and is seen as one of the original tech industry disruptors, will stay on as executive chairman. The firm will now be run by Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters, who both are already in senior executive positions. Jamie Lee Lumley, who's an analyst at a research firm called Third Bridge, says that Reed Hastings stepping down from his current role raises a lot of questions about Netflix's future strategy. And the next headline, remember Alec Baldwin? And he was in that situation where he killed someone.
In the movie?
On set, yeah, exactly. So he's been charged.
Right, he killed someone for real.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah, the guy, because he was acting and he
Yeah.
die, bitch, bow! And then
You're joking.
That was real.
and there was bullets in the gun.
But did he think the person was acting?
He was in the film.
Yeah,
he was.
Oh, he was acting, and
Yeah.
we didn't realize there was bullets in the film.
Well, I'm guessing.
Or did he get lost in the?
No, it
I
wasn't.
don't.
No,
that,
the gun
he didn't. He shouldn't have loaded
The
bullet.
gun he was given by the prop team
Yeah.
Yeah.
was.
was loaded bullets.
Yeah, it's nothing
Oh,
to do
that's
with him.
But did he
Yeah.
realize as soon as it happened, or was it like?
I have no idea. I don't know how.
Probably
it
just
I
unfolded.
can imagine that.
I would have thought that they were just joking.
Yeah.
No, I
All right,
think-
next scene,
no, I think
guys.
if you,
All right, get out. Next scene. Like, do you
Even,
know what I
but
mean?
even the weight of the gun, though, wouldn't it?
no, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not sure.
He would have been here multiple times. I think the second he shot
Ay,
that
ay,
gun, he knew. Oh, this is
real.
This
Well,
is real.
damn.
Oh yeah, you would. The reaction, everything. You just would have known. You just would have. Yeah, there's 100%. He would have known. Like,
The person died.
Yeah, yeah.
that's mad.
So,
But if he didn't load the gun, why is he
Yeah.
getting in trouble for?
because I think they're trying to say that that he kind of knew, I guess,
Oh, don't
to
be
some
now.
degree. To some degree, I don't know why. But anyway, let me get into it. So the actor Alec Baldwin will be charged with involuntary manslaughter over the shooting of cinematographer Hilna Hutchins, who was killed on the film set when he fired a prop gun. So Mr. Baldwin had been rehearsing a scene for the Western film Rust when the shooting happened at a ranch near Santa Fe in New Mexico in October of 2021. Hannah Gutierrez Reed, who's the film's armorer, will also be charged as well, right? So the person who was responsible for giving him the
Yeah.
gun and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that person.
she's-
I think it should be her, not him.
I'd be fuming, you know. So he's
Imagine.
Like he's an actor. He was given the
Exactly.
gun.
I'm
I'm even thinking the amount of trauma
is
that
the
he's
scene.
gonna have to deal with.
Has he
Actually,
worked
the gun that
since?
you gave me, and now I'm going to prison for this. Nah, that's
Has he
outrageous.
worked since?
There may be more to it though. I
Yeah,
think
but
that's probably why.
even
innit?
leaning into conspiracies. Like, oh, did they kill him on purpose? That's a whole different story.
Was
but
there a woman they killed as well?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so they had history.
I don't
What
know.
made you go with that verse? How do we get there?
We said there's more to it, innit?
Oh, fair enough.
So
Potentially.
if you got a fair eyes and think,
no, if there is more to it, and
Yeah.
they deliberately killed her, then that's something separate, innit? But I'm taking it, but I'm taking it as he didn't
Straight
know.
accident. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I'd
Well,
be fuming.
basically, lawyers for both said that they intended to fight the charges in court. Santa Fe's district attorney, Mary Carmack Altwies, announced the charges on Thursday yesterday, adding that they would be filed by the end of the month. And this is what the statement read here. The actor and producer Alec Baldwin and armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed will each be charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. I have determined that there is sufficient evidence. On my watch, no one is above the law and everyone deserves justice. Both face up to 18 months in jail and a $5,000 fine if convicted.
Can I be honest though? That's
Yes.
not really
No, 18 months. That's way
like,
too many months.
for some. No, as in, do you know what it is though? Yeah, someone's actually lost their life, innit? Someone's like a family
Yeah.
have lost their
Yeah.
person. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
but I didn't mean to
the
though.
person,
no, I know,
the person who put that real bullet in
Yeah.
that gun
Is the
should
person
go to
not-
prison
yeah.
No, I agree with that, but I'm saying the 18 months is not
for
Yeah.
Alec
for
Baldwin.
someone's life. Do you know what I mean?
I'll be honest
Like,
with you, even though like the court system and that, like it's all dodgy and that, yeah, I've got enough faith in myself to know that there's no jury in the world that's convicting me of this. I'll go on the stand and talk. Once I just got to talk and say my piece. They're not sending me to prison for this. What the fuck are you talking about? Especially if it was an accident.
I'm not going to prison.
No, I'm-
Like,
if
you
it was-
actually
Fam,
drag
listen,
me.
look,
Like,
look,
No,
look,
I'm an
look,
actor.
read
I'm
the
an
script.
actor. And they
Read
gave
the
me the
script.
gun.
Look at the
Yeah.
script.
I'm
Look
not
at the
going to jail
script.
for this.
Show
Yo.
her.
I promise you I'm not going
And
to
I
jail for
did
this.
that.
You're
I
sick.
shot her.
That's what I'm saying.
You lost your mind.
Nah, I'm
I'm
not
livid
going to
for
jail.
Alec
You
Baldwin.
If I
you
go jail,
drag me.
everyone's coming down with me.
Like, literally.
Like, literally, I'm an actor.
getting everybody.
This is the movie. This is the script. This is the scene.
Oh, it's a
They
job.
gave
I
me
was
the
paid
gun.
to do this.
It's impossible. I'll
Nah,
go
I'm
mad.
Nah, I'm not going to
prison.
jail. You actually have to drag me and sedate me
Fuck all
to
of
get
that.
me in there.
Bear in mind, she was the cinematographer.
Yes.
She was not part of the.
Yeah, so they're just rehearsing the scene.
What? The woman that was shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
she was
Oh,
the
yeah, he didn't shoot. He didn't shoot. His co-star.
No.
Oh.
So why did she?
Oh.
they were rehearsing.
Yeah,
Yikes.
maybe just rehearsing. Like, ooh.
They were just rehearsing.
Yeah.
What?
That's why.
Hold on, the woman
The
that
cinematographer. Why would she
That's
be
why
rehearsing?
you can.
What's her business in there?
Yup, you're making up that she was rehearsing.
No,
Oh.
they were rehearsing.
I don't get it. Hold on.
They were. It says Mr. Baldwin had been rehearsing a scene
Why would he be rehearsing with the cinematographer?
But in my head, she's not involved in that, right?
Oh, so he's just rehearsing.
In my head, she's not the person he's now rehearsing on.
So he just got bad aim.
I believe so.
So I thought someone was gonna get shot anyway.
Apparently 2 people were shot.
He shot 2 people.
Because I was thinking there's 2 counts though. I was wondering why it's 2 counts.
Yeah, if he got
What, 2 separate people?
Apparently.
So he didn't know the gun was real after the first.
Can we
1
actually
second.
read this before we continue? I'm not sure why.
No, one second.
Yeah, let me tell you what happened.
Can we find out what the details are?
He didn't know the gun was real after he shot the first person.
Can we find out what the details
maybe
are?
was a quick one, pow pow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to work, but maybe it was like a quick.
Maybe that was the.
Maybe
Maybe
it was
that's the
quick.
scene. Maybe that's the
That's the
scene.
scene.
You walk in,
Yeah.
shoot both of them quick.
Yeah,
Pow
you
pow.
walk in, bang, bang. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Now bang bang. About it.
I'm not buying
Everybody's
it.
theorizing. Can you just? Thank you.
All right, cool. I was
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
the next paragraph, you know. So the film director, Joel Souza, was also wounded in the shooting, but prosecutors said no charges will be filed in connection with that. I don't know why.
He's not important enough.
But this part. The film's assistant director, David Halls, entered a guilty plea to a misdemeanor charge of a negligent use of a deadly weapon, the prosecutor said. So he's going to be spending 6 months serving probation. Why is he doing...
Because it was negligent. It was negligent and there was a bullet in there. So he was negligent.
Yeah, I think
he
that-
had to plead guilty to
Yeah.
that.
Those in charge of the guns
Yeah.
are guilty.
By like legally with the actual words, he is guilty of that. It was negligent that there was a gun
Yeah.
and there was a loaded gun. Yes.
Yeah.
So he's
Word in from our fact checker, Proverbs. It's about negligence and safety on the set.
Yeah.
And he was also the producer of the film because they all knew there were live wrongs on the set. Jeez, why are they having live wrongs?
Also,
on
there
the
were
what
live
I'm
rounds on the set.
There were a lot of complaints about safety on the set.
okay. Well, they wanted to go to jail then. They were
Well-
dying for this.
Well, Mr. Baldwin's lawyer spoke out. His name's Luke Nikas, and he called the decision a terrible miscarriage of justice, adding that Mr. Baldwin had no reason to believe there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the movie set. This is what he's saying, right? He relied on the professionals with whom he worked, who assured him the gun did not have live rounds. We will fight these charges and we will win.
Keep going to jail.
Sounds like you, Marks, man.
No, I didn't know. I got ahead of myself. I didn't know he was shooting 2 people as well.
He just went for it.
Yeah, I didn't know he was doing all that. He could be in trouble because there's questions to be answered here
Yeah, it's
at the end of the day.
So you wouldn't represent yourself now? You would get a lawyer?
I wouldn't shoot 2 people on set, firstly. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Firstly, I think after I shot the first one, I went, oh shit, what the hell happened there?
Yeah.
Someone called an ambulance.
What was the gun?
Good
What's the gun?
999.
Yeah, what
I'm not
type
too
of gun
sure,
was
you
it?
know. I'm not too sure.
It's wild.
Yeah, man. And the 2 people that were shot were not actors, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
Film
So even more.
director and
Yeah.
cinematographer.
He was wilding.
But someone was saying that he was supposed to be doing the scene where he's shooting into the camera or something like that. That's how he got the director person or something.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Right. Well, the last headline is about a British actor who's missing, unfortunately, in LA. So a car belonging to the British actor Julian Sands has been found near to where he was reported missing. Mr. Sands disappeared on Friday last week while hiking in the Bowl area in the San Gabriel Mountains north of LA. Ground teams abandoned their search at the weekend over avalanche risks, but will resume when conditions improve. Mr. Sands, 65, is known for roles in popular films and TV dramas, including A Room with a View, 24, and Smallville. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department said his vehicle was located in a car park, believed to be where he left it before setting out on his hike. His family have towed it away. His friends have expressed their concerns of his disappearance since his disappearance was confirmed. British actor Samuel West wrote on Twitter, please let Julian Sands be okay. A friend and an inspiration, awful news. Meanwhile, film producer Casey Els said he was devastated and added that he said many prayers. So hopefully they find the man, you know.
That's horrible.
Yeah, man.
It's not good.
But yeah, that's the end of the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into Word on Road. All right, people. So basically, yesterday, the streets of the online internet was on doing extra speculation work. So basically, my first headline. What is this? My first. What do I call my things? My points. My first bit of news, is about the black-owned. Well,
Used to be.
Black-owned company called Grassfields. So basically, right, one of the founders, I don't remember if I reported on this or not. Because it's every day.
So Grassfields is a black-owned clothing line. So they
like
do
a fashion company.
They're a fashion company. So they do like a lot of stuff with like Ankara print and like, you know, like native wear basically.
Yeah.
But it's more stylish. It's more modern. It's like for the young girls.
For the girls. That's right. Exactly that. Yeah. That's basically what it is. And and so basically in September of last year, one of the sisters was ill. So they basically said how they were going to be closing down the business because one of the sisters was ill and it's serious and they're going to focus on that and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, they've got like a lot of love because of that. That's cool. However, so what they actually said was the business was closing down. Cool. However, they then had a sale in like December with like 80% off stuff. And obviously people were thinking, okay, maybe this is all still part of the closing down. It's just taking a minute, but it's part of the closing down. Cool. However, yesterday, or like a couple of days ago, one of the sisters now comes out, does a video, appealing to the public to help her, because she basically said how they got in business with these people, and they've basically done a hostile takeover of their business, where they've hacked all the accounts, into like the social media ones, the email addresses, everything, and they've basically taken over the company flat out. And her and her sister have basically been locked out. The one that spoke up was Christelle, I believe. So basically she was saying how they've been locked out their accounts, they can't access anything anymore, and she's like she's gonna fight to get her business back and all that kind of stuff. Obviously people are confused because I thought this business was closing down, but cool, whatever. So all of that was going on, and then obviously it was getting a lot of retweets and just a lot of attention. People talking about, they feel bad because it's a black-owned business. Another investor taking advantage of black-owned businesses and all that kind of stuff. However, and she also even said how her personal email as well has been taken over by these people. So they've really gone and just taken anything. And she was saying how the way they've done everything lets her know that they've done this before, and she's not going to let that happen. Watching the video, she was crying in the video. It was a very moving video. However, and she also said that the recent post on the page, on Grassfields page, has been by the investors, right? But then Grassfields, the company now, puts out a statement on their page, and I'm going to read parts of it. And they basically said, it's with huge regret and sadness that we've been driven to write this statement after a number of defamatory and malicious statements were published on social media. She said, in light of this, we bring certain matters to your attention. So they basically said, it's like 5 pages long. Go on the website, it's on there. But basically, the main T, they're saying how in 2022, September 2022, this was when the girls told us about the illness. They said the current management team saved Grassfields from extinction by buying it out of administration after its co-founders and sisters, Christelle and Michelle, ran the business into the ground. They're basically saying how the sisters owed suppliers, staff and customers over 2.2 million pounds. They said despite the sisters making even more in revenue. So basically they're saying they had the money to pay this, but they chose not to. They're basically saying how all the money they were making from the business, they were keeping it to themselves and not paying the suppliers, not paying staff and not paying customers. They said obviously this had a huge effect on customers, blah, blah, blah. And there were staff who weren't paid for months. And there was customers who basically made orders and didn't receive the products and did not receive the refunds. And they said also the people that they were working with in Nigeria, the suppliers, they had actually refused to work with the company on account of they weren't being paid. So they basically said the current situation is that in light of this, this is what they believe the sisters were doing. They said the sisters had allegedly been diverting funds owed to Grassfields for their own benefit. They failed to pay the team suppliers and lenders. They continued to charge customers for products they had no intention of dispatching whilst ignoring refund requests. And they spent a large portion of the company's funds in a personal capacity, which ultimately led to the company being insolvent. So obviously, a company being insolvent means that you're not in a position, like you're not making any money to pay anybody and you're in debt, basically. And they basically said that how they're in the process of preparing to issue an application to the High Court for an injunction to immediately restrain the girls from further unlawful activity in order to protect the business and its customers. And also said they had to contact the police because of everything that was going on. And so basically there's going to be some kind of fraudulent investigation going on. And then in addition to all of that as well, they said what they've done as a new management is they've rehired staff who previously lost their jobs. They've increased the workforce by 40%. They've invested in new infrastructure, and they've honoured all historical refunds and returns, and are currently proactively working on those that are still outstanding. So it looks like basically they're leading the company in good light. However, the issue people are having several issues. Firstly, is that you told this is a black-owned business, right? It's a black-owned business, right? So everyone's been supporting based off the fact that it's a black-owned business. You've had a lot of like black models and black people that you worked with, influencers, whatever. So you guys told the black public, that your business is closing down because of illness. That's cool. But you secretly sold. Oh yeah, also, so basically the new management are saying that they bought out the business from the sisters. However, they hired the girls back on to be like, I guess like consultants, kind of.
Yeah, because obviously they built such a big fan base.
Yeah, exactly.
So they still wanted them on board.
Yes, to kind of maintain their relationships and whatever. Which is a bit weird, because I'm saying, if you're saying that they've ruined relationships and they're not paying people, what relationships do you think these two girls had to maintain?
Do you know what I think it is though? Yeah, it's like they're the essence of the brand though, and a lot of people bought into the brand because of them. So forget even the people that have been hurt, but like let's say the general public, like me and you, we're not privy to that information. So just off the back of it being they're
still involved.
You're gonna still continue to support the business based off that. So I understand why they would have kept them on board.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. So another issue people are having is that when the sisters sold it to these people, essentially the company is no longer black owned, because they're not on there as owners. They're on there as consultants or whatever their role was. So the company is not black owned. And in December, there's a video of one of the sisters that was crying, I think Christelle. She had a video telling people about the 80% off sale. Do you get what I mean? Telling them about what stock they've got left and whatever. So it was like, you were still appealing to people's emotional side of, this is for me and my sister, black owned, knowing damn well this business is no longer black owned. So people have an issue with that. And they also have an issue with the fact that she's come online and crying, and you have not given the full story. If these people had not come out, because also all this information as well is available on Company's House.
I think the problem is as well, it was like, oh, my company's been stolen from me.
Yes.
But they didn't steal the company from you.
They didn't. You sold it.
You sold the company and they bought it.
Yes.
And they're not investors.
Exactly.
They bought the company. They bought it from you. So I think that was very misleading.
Yeah.
To begin with, because you weren't given the full facts of the case. And then, like we said, they didn't mention anything about being in debt.
Yep.
None of that stuff. It was more like,
£2 million.
These people have come and basically stole my company. And then you go on Company's House and everything is there. You're in administration.
Yeah, because
how much you owe is like, it's there in black and white. So that's the problem.
Yeah, because when someone put up, because there's so much document online basically, but there's one of them, it shows how one of their members of staff actually took them to court for being unfairly dismissed, unfair dismissal, and she won. And I think she got like 30 grand they were meant to pay her, something like that anyway. Grands that she basically won from the case. So there's so much like receipts online to counter everything that you've just gone and done a video of you crying and expecting people to just kind of do that. And then there's even been people who've actually worked with them as well, saying how, this is true. They don't pay. And people have had like bad experiences. It's such a shame to see a black business kind of go down this way, because people actually really liked them and really wanted to support them and everything. And I think it's unfair that she came online and tried to appeal to people's emotional side, knowing that not giving people the full information. You can't be crying that your company's been stolen from under you when you willingly gave it to them. But we'll see what happens. And obviously with all of that, I mean, the people have said that they're taking it to court now, because obviously you're slandering the business, and it will have an effect on the business, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't care, but like people care about stuff being black owned, but I don't think people would have supported any less if it wasn't black owned, because it still would have been black owned, like clothes and prints and whatever. So I think this will definitely affect the brand itself. So I can see the new owners having a leg to stand on in court. Speaking of courts, Young Thug, thank you Stacey for sending this over to me, but Young Thug basically was caught receiving
narcotics.
Yeah, I just saw the video now.
Yeah, in court, like, so had an exchange. So basically, obviously he's in court, for a RICO charge, and at the moment he's got like, I think 30. Yeah, he's got 13 co-defendants. I think they started off with like what was the number they started off with? Sorry. 28 people. So now we're down to 13. 15 of them are off. But yeah, so basically one of the co-defendants, who actually, Young Thug's lawyers are saying he doesn't even know the guy. So why are you greeting me in the courtroom then? But yeah, so basically the guy came over where Young Thug was sitting down with his lawyer, whatever, came over to Thug and handed him a Percocet. And so, but then the thing is, apparently this is not the first time this has happened in court. So last week, one of the co-defendants' mum was arrested. Wagbaya. The co-defendant's mum was arrested because she was trying to smuggle in like cigarettes or something for the guy, for her son. And then also there's been someone else as well who tried to smuggle something in their shoes. It's all a mess. So apparently this is not the first time that there's been these activities in the courtroom. And so so with this situation, this one was just caught on camera. Like literally the CCTV is just 4K. And it shows, and so what they're basically saying is that, you know, the guy went with a closed hand, Thug's hand was open, and then that's how they did it, whatever. And they actually searched Young Thug and actually found the pill on him. Yeah. And he apparently, his lawyer saying that he did not know what it was that was handed to him. He didn't know what was going on. He doesn't even know the guy.
So why did you accept it?
Why did you accept it? And then also that guy, the one who handed him the pill or whatever, he was taken to hospital because apparently he had more of them in him. Like he was like swallowed and stuff to try and hide it. So all of that's going on. And apparently this has basically delayed the jury selection because they were in court for jury selection when that happened. So this has further delayed that. And yeah, so that's just that on that. But yeah, that guy, he's on trial as well for all the stuff that's been going on with them. But yeah, I just thought it was crazy how he's doing that. Something else that's crazy. Do you know how Shakira found her man cheating?
Jam, right?
Strawberry jam. In the Shakira household, right? Nobody likes strawberry jam but Shakira. She goes on tour. She comes back, opens the fridge, and the jam jar is low. And she's like, I know none of your heifers eat jam in this household. And that's how she knew her man was trifling. That's how she knew.
He's giving his sightings jam on toast, isn't it?
Listen.
Boy.
Do you know how comfortable?
She must have been comfortable. That's what I'm going to say.
Let me tell you how comfortable she was. So basically, there was a video in 2021, I think September 2021, where her man, obviously he's an ex-footballer, right? Her ex-husband now, the man for like 11 years, got 2 kids. He was on a Zoom meeting. Mark, do you know who walks by?
The girl.
Yeah.
His side chick.
What do you mean?
In Shakira's house, she's overseas with the kids, right? He's at home on his own. He's on a Zoom professional call. He's on a meeting. And his girl just casually strolls. She was in the kitchen. She was going to the kitchen probably to get some jam toast.
So was this 11 years ago? I mean, 10
No,
years
this
ago?
was a year ago.
Oh, a year ago?
Yeah, so basically they announced their divorce August last year, August of 2022. And that video of him in a Zoom where she's caught in the background happened September.
So did the video
2021.
come out after the jam stuff?
No. It came out before. So it came out. So they announced their divorce 10 months after. So people are basically saying that was when she first would have known that his girl was she. Yeah, there she is, like a thief in the night.
Where, I didn't
Oh,
see
you
it.
talking about thingy?
Yeah. PK.
Where
PK.
Where is it? I missed it, Brent.
That's how.
I didn't realize it was about PK, you know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was her
But you don't
husband.
know Shakira's man?
I know, but I forgot when.
It didn't clock.
I didn't
Yeah.
register.
So that's how. So first of all, his girl was so comfortable that she's just running around. Do you know how comfortable you have to be when your man is having a meeting and you're walking around just anyhow?
Do you know what?
And he's on Zoom.
But it could also be a tactic. You know how sometimes people like.
Yes.
It's like you're trying to mark your territory, innit?
Yes.
That's why I used to leave your knickers places and things, innit?
Yes.
Yeah, to
And
be
an earring.
honest.
Use a little
Earring,
earring
your
just
hairbrush.
around for the next girl to find.
All of that
So
stuff.
she knows.
There's a girl here. You'll use his hairbrush and leave your hair in there.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't.
I
done
found
these
that once.
things, I'm just
That was crazy.
saying.
Yeah, I
Never
found
mind,
strands of
just
hair.
put it all in the box, man.
It's mad. But yeah, so that's how she found
The
out.
box full of jury, you can come take what you want out of there. It's like pick and mix, you get me?
I'm
Don't know who's is who.
Just go at it.
Some good stuff in there, though. I don't think there's one earring set, though. You have to match up to.
Oh, with the others.
So I'm missing the earring. Check in the box. You might. There might be the other one there. Yeah, it's not the same thing, but it's kind of similar. But yeah, that's how she found her man cheating. But basically, she released a music video as well. So basically, yeah, obviously they're married for 11 years, and the mother-in-law, like his mum, lives like by like their neighbor, basically the neighbor. But basically, the mother-in-law, I don't want to talk about mother-in-law today, but the mother-in-law is very accepting of the new girlfriend, who's 23, by the way.
Of course she is.
The girl's 23. So she's accepting of the new girl, whatever. So do you know what Shakira did? Because obviously you're a snake after all these years, and you're gonna be accepting the side chick. So Shakira basically had a witch, a life-size witch doll, and put it on the balcony of her house, and it faces the mother-in-law's. I think that is so sick. So petty. Every time she looks up, guess what you're gonna see?
Your reflection.
Your reflection, sis.
Basically.
Your reflection. So then basically as well, she released music. She released a new song recently. And in the video, you see her opening the fridge, and then you see like, you know, a man's head in there. I don't think it's his head because he could sue for that. But his head in there. And then she also talked about how she's a Rolex, she's a Rolls Royce, and he just went for some dead brand basically. And talks about how as well, you left me with all that debt. Because I remember I spoke about how she's being sued by she's being taxed by the Spanish government for like this crazy amount, millions, because apparently she missed out tax or whatever. And she's like, basically, he's leaving her with that debt as well. Yeah, she said, I'm worth 222s. You traded a Ferrari for a Twingo. You traded a Rolex for a Casio. She's funny. And she said, you left my mother-in-law as my neighbor with the press at the door and the debt in the treasury. And that witch thing is so hilarious to me. But yeah, man. But she was like also, you know, you thought you were going to leave me down and out, but girls don't cry anymore. We just invoice. I said, okay. See the girl? All right. Period. That's it. So, yeah, I just thought it was so, so interesting, man, because the things that women will notice and that will really... You can't sleep on the job, man. You can't have your girl out here in jam sandwiches when you know damn well.
And do you know what's so funny? That's
It's a little thing you think
not
about.
a minor thing, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he didn't consider that.
He didn't.
Do you know what I mean?
And that's because men always get caught in like...
the dumbest ways.
Like...
Y'all ain't got no
You got to
tact.
be intentional. If you're going to cheat, you got to be intentional about the act in which you're committing. You got to make sure you don't slack and you just don't carry
love how
last.
Brent has the camera on E-Man.
No, that's
He was doing his rounds. But no, man, it's crazy, man. But I absolutely love it. I love it. I love a good detective work. As a detective of as a retired detective.
Yeah, it's long though, man. Because I feel
It's
like
long.
whenever
That's me. I choose peace now.
whenever
sorry.
you go and decide to be Inspector Gadget, you always
You
find stuff that
always
you don't want to see.
find
Like, there's never a
stuff.
time where you go and search and you don't get what you're looking for. So it's long.
It's long.
It's long.
And this is why we just date guys who don't make us have to search for things.
Yeah. Or you
Peace
just
of
don't
mind.
date.
No, we're dating.
Okay.
With peace of mind. We just date guys that bring us nothing but peace, wholesomeness, and honesty.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe. But yeah, man, City Girls are up £5,000 with that. Let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people. Welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. When was the last time you guys shopped in Argos?
Oh, the other day.
I can't remember.
Actually, not
Oh,
the
wow.
other day, but not too long ago.
Okay. What about you, Marks?
Last 12 months, maybe.
Okay, cool. Well, Argos doing well in England, but I guess the rest of the UK. But in Ireland, they're apparently doing poorly. And they're looking to close all of their 34 stores.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man. After careful consideration, they said, and a thorough review of their business and operations in the country, they're making no money, man. So
They're making no money, man. Cut a long story short.
exactly. They employ about 580 people, right? Which is kind of equivalent to like 330 full-time roles. And basically all of them are going to lose their jobs,
That's mad.
unfortunately. But to be fair, which is, there is a bright side to this. Depending on how you look at it. But basically what they're saying is there is a small number of staff who are not eligible for a redundancy package under Irish law, right? But they're still going to give them like a one-off goodwill payment.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, man, yeah. And those who are eligible for the whole redundancy thing, they're going to offer an enhanced redundancy package.
Oh,
Yeah, that goes well beyond their obligations, they're saying.
I thought they didn't have money.
I literally was about to say. I literally was just
Somebody
about to
ain't got
say,
no money, you
for
give it-
someone who doesn't have no money, you're being
You're
very
showing a lot.
generous. It's not a bad thing.
It's not bad,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
well done to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the numbers it'll make sense with the numbers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And the next thing is Lloyd's Pharmacy. You know Lloyd's Pharmacy? That's usually in Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't shop in Sainsbury's.
Oh, is it? Why?
Sorry,
It's too expensive. And also,
No, I don't have any near me, to be honest.
the fruits are expired. Allegedly, sometimes.
Well, Lloyd's Pharmacy is looking to axe 237 pharmacy services that they,
Yeah, it's too
basically
expensive
operate
anyway.
in Sainsbury's, man. They said the move was a strategic review in response to an ever-changing market, basically. And yeah, they're exploring new options for each site individually. And hopefully they can find something new, man. So yeah, there ain't going to be no pharmacies. Well, if there was a Lloyd's Pharmacy in your Sainsbury's, that's not going to be there soon.
Yeah, man. Replace it with Argos.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they do. They do
Wait,
that.
there is an Argos in
Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make their tills bigger.
And the last thing I want to talk about is basically just an update on retail sales. Apparently, they fell by 1% in December. Remember, we were talking before that in some shops, though, I think it was Aldi and Marks and Spencer's, they were up. Marks and Spencer's reported their highest ever last Christmas. But generally, when it comes to retail and stuff, it looks like shoppers have been cutting back on their spending. And so retail sales fell by 1%.
And people are broke.
Mm-hmm.
I say that when I'm scrolling on ASOS, but people are broke.
Yeah, man. So food stores obviously wasn't as bad. Obviously, everyone needs to eat, especially around Christmas time, innit? Everyone's going to be buying excessively and whatnot. But in the non-food stores, the drop was like pretty sharp. But yeah, isn't much more to talk about. So that's the end of People's Journal.
Thank you very much. Let's get into this. What would you do?
Okay, so hi guys, amazing podcast, educating and Wow, let me start again. Hi guys, amazing podcast, educating and energizes me for the day ahead. Helps understand content in a different way than just to reading. Love it.
Thank
My
you.
dilemma is this. So I work at Imperial College London, which is located in South Kensington, where very financially wealthy people live. A week ago, a foreign couple I usually see around and I've spoken to a couple of times, approached me during my lunch break. The conversation started out casual, then it slowly switched. The woman started talking about how she can't have children of her own at 39 years old and how it's disappointing. Me being my awkward and introverted self, I kept silent because I didn't know what to say. Then she said how her and her husband have been looking for an egg donor. She started saying how she loves my skin, my braids and my eyes. You should know I'm albino. I'm basically a white-skinned black woman. So at that moment, I realised she wanted my genes in hopes of getting a baby who looks like me. They said they'd pay me £150,000. Laugh out loud. I'm guessing she saw the shock on my face because she said if I want higher, then we can negotiate. They gave me a business card to contact them if I'm interested or have any questions. I left the whole conversation in shock. Still seems like an episode of 91210. On one hand, I'm flattered, and on the other hand, I'm pissed because I don't think they know how expensive being albino is or even the health problems that comes with it. But that money, though. I'm not really a money-hungry person, but that's no small money. I should also mention I'm 25, I've never had a child yet, and if my Nigerian mother ever finds out I did this, I think she'll be really disturbed about it. So my question is, if you were in my position, what would you do? I mean, no, hold on. I guess I need to understand I don't understand what being an egg donor, like what that actually means.
It means
Basically, just
giving her
donate an
your
egg.
Giving-
One of your
Yeah.
eggs.
That's what it means.
Oh, is that it?
After
Yeah,
that,
that's
yes. Yeah.
He said, "Is that it?"
No, I said that it.
No, but it is. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Because you can make other eggs. You have other
So-
eggs.
So
If
then,
you're Ghanaian, you're gonna get eggs all the time.
that's what I'm saying. Scrambled too. Listen,
Yeah, top 4 of today, actually.
I'm not gonna
Friday
lie.
really is your day.
I'm not gonna
I'm not
lie.
gonna lie to you. I'm doing that shit.
I'm doing it. No,
Yeah.
but that's why I wanted to understand like the implications of like being an egg donor.
I think-
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, what I was gonna say was that if it's not gonna, because obviously she's albino, so if it's not gonna have any health complications for me, because she said, what would I do if I was her? If it's not gonna have any adverse health complications for me, I'm negotiating higher and I'm doing it. It's actually something I've thought about doing. You know, I saw an ad recently. My Instagram must have known I was thinking about it, and I actually saw an ad for it.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
You could do that, and You could do that. She could do that and not tell her soul, man. Surely.
I don't know why your mum
She
has
could
to
do
know
that.
anything. People tell your mum
Obviously,
too much.
It's not like, is it even guaranteed to take?
No, they just have to
No,
hope
it's
for the
not.
best.
This is what I'm trying to say. So she's technically just selling a chance and a dream. Like, take the egg. There's not even this guaranteed that like she's giving someone a baby.
And you be in the Caribbean sipping your mojito.
But that'll probably
when you
be
know it didn't take.
That'll probably be the negotiation though. As long as we get the baby. You know what I'm saying? Then,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's dead then. I'm sorry, but I can't give you multiple eggs. You have the one and you hope for the best. When you do IVF, you gotta hope it takes.
Well,
yeah,
I
that's
do.
a silly term. You gotta negotiate that.
I'll
sis.
do. If it's like 150 for that first egg, and if it don't take, it's like it's got to be like at least like 75 after every other egg.
I hear you.
75,000.
Yeah.
No, I'm not giving you a discount because the first one didn't take. It gets higher.
Oh, but Nigerian is you.
I am
really
going under
coming
the
out.
knife. What? My business mind is activated. I'm going under the knife or whatever it is I have to go under to give you an egg every time.
Yeah.
If the Lord does not want you to have a baby, if it's not taking, that's above me. I can't give you a
I
discount.
was trying to incentivize her.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't think I'm even going for rounds. Like
I'm
if it
going
doesn't
one
take-
round and you hope for the best.
And also, because if let's just say it's 150, yeah, or let's say you negotiate it up to like 200, right?
250. Okay.
And then, bruv, come on, 200, yeah, and then it's like, all right, cool, 100k up front, and then the other 100k once like
It's
the
done,
baby's
yeah.
here, whatever, yeah. I can live with that. If if it doesn't mature and it doesn't work, I've still got my 100k. I go about my business. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
That's me personally.
Also, I was gonna say, when they do the one round, they're gonna get like multiple eggs in it. So it's not like you need to go under the whole operation for bare. You know what I'm saying? And also, I think in your mind, how do you feel about the idea that your child is out there? Because essentially that's what it is.
That ain't no problem.
Can I be honest?
That
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna allow my mind. I'm not even gonna allow my mind
the
to
bill
think
is
like
not
that.
mine. I don't care.
Because when you
my
start-
mind is there.
I said, man, that ain't no problem.
Because like from the beginning, you tell yourself this isn't your child.
No,
essentially.
literally. Who's gonna
Like,
start
you're-
thinking, oh, this is my child? Then you're gonna start getting emotional.
Yeah,
My
'cause-
dear,
This is what black
the
men
money
do.
is my child.
No. Black men leave their sperm that is 100% them in a woman they actually impregnated and they walk away. That's very different.
Yeah.
You're both walking away.
No one's ever said to a
Nah,
sperm
that's
donor.
different.
No one's ever said to a black man who's a sperm
wait, you don't think
donor,
that's
go
different?
and watch the kid. No one's ever
Yeah.
said you're a sperm
I mean,
donor.
A sperm donor,
It's
like
different.
going to the sperm bank.
But
It's different from a man walking away from a
It's
Girl that he had
relationship.
sex
No,
with.
it is.
Is
But
that-
I mean, just in the sense of knowing your child is there and not caring. You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
Yeah, but
that's
it's
not
different.
my
It's
child.
different.
No,
This
but,
is not
no,
my
but with a
child.
sperm donor, you don't really know what's going on though. You just leave your sperm in the bank and you go about your business. You don't
Exactly.
know where your kid is.
But he's
but
not
in
talking
this-
about sperm
He's
donor.
talking about people that
black
actually.
men.
Yeah.
That's not the same as this.
Talking about absent
Exactly.
fathers. That's not the same thing.
That's what we're saying. He's reaching.
They
I see you.
they are fathers that have then taken on the role of sperm donors. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine to do that. It's like being a surrogate because obviously some women are like, oh, I carry the baby. I feel like it's my. No, it's not your baby.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it not being mine.
You're being paid for a service.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, God forbid, obviously, you guys, have your children and stuff, yeah.
Amen.
But West Kid, in a parallel universe, yeah. You guys, let's just say you don't have kids. Do you feel like you would want to go and look for that kid?
No, E-man, it's not mine.
Okay, cool.
It's not because it's not mine.
Yeah.
Because it's not mine.
And then that's
Yeah.
intrude. That's going against your contract.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people are like that, though.
The people do that. People
Yeah.
do that, and that's why I think something like that you can't.
I'll
Even like being a
slam the door in your
surrogate.
face, bro.
But
Even
what do you
being a
say to your
surrogate.
sorry? What do you say to your child, though?
That person's crazy.
What do you mean?
Stranger danger. Stranger.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
if a woman, did you ask that? Did I was on that before? If a woman come and ask you for your thing, are you just giving it to her? 150,000. Just give me your
sperm.
Sperm.
in a cup. Just keep giving it to me till I get pregnant. You
Um,
can inseminate it old-fashioned way if you want as well, big man. If you want, come over. I'll warm the bum up for you.
she buff?
No.
Then no.
Huh?
She ain't buff then no.
What is it? Buff? She should give me 100. Okay, no.
No.
She ain't buff.
No, buff.
Oh, so you mean you're not gonna do it the
To have
old-fashioned
sex
way?
with her.
Okay,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
So forget the old-fashioned way.
Okay, cool.
But she's saying 150 pound, 150 racks.
But
Give me
I,
a sperm.
but I have to be in a certain place in my life.
Where you need the monies.
No, not about money. I have to
Like,
be.
you've had your own kids
I have
already.
to either be single or not wanting my own kids or.
It's not stopping. What's stopping you from having your own kids?
No, what I mean is, if I'm in a relationship,
Yeah.
how can a woman approach me and ask me for my sperm? So what I mean, I have to be in a
You can
certain
go back
place.
to your partner and be like, yo, babe,
Yeah, ask.
this woman just asked me, like, do you get what I mean? Like, I feel like, yeah, it does sound a bit magic,
Yeah.
but you
No,
can
but so-
have that conversation with your partner.
Give me my scenario. Where am I in life?
You got a partner.
Because it depends, right? If I'm single, relationship, married, it depends. I'm not gonna. If I'm married, I'm not entertaining this.
What have you got mortgage?
Who said I ain't got money for a mortgage?
Yeah, but then you want
It's just more.
more. If you got marriage and stuff, this is something that you need to consider even more. The money from an economical standpoint.
Nah.
This is
No, the answer's no.
That's from an economical standpoint.
The answer's no. I don't need 150,000 that much to be like, you know what, you can have my sperm and have my child.
Can I ask you? What if you said you went home to your wife and you're like, you know, babes, this stupid woman asked me so and so, and she's like,
Do it.
that sounds kind of, you know what I'm saying? We need the money, or at least we don't need it, but we can get 2 other properties.
No, you know what it is? I don't like the idea of knowing I have a biological child out there that I'm not taking care of. So to me, it's not about the money. It's about me having a actual child, whether or not I'm raising a child or not. That is my DNA that's in the world that I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable with that.
This is what I was saying earlier.
No, I
but-
get it.
yeah.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But it's not the same, is what we're saying.
Okay,
But
Yeah,
I get it.
your links was not linking, boy.
Yeah.
But I think for me, if I'm donating like an egg, it's not my child. I've done the service. I'm leaving it there because some people as well, like when they're surrogates, so you carry a child. I think whatever it is, I don't know how. Yeah, you carry a child, whatever. They feel attached to that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, but obviously I will do my due diligence to make sure the child is going to a loving home, all that kind of stuff. Like make sure like the child is not going to. I'm not intentionally putting the child in harm.
Yeah.
But I can let go of that.
Question though, right? Because obviously she mentioned that she's an albino.
Yes.
So she also mentioned that like she's a bit offended because she like people don't
Kinda like a fetish,
understand.
to be fair.
Yeah, one, like there is that, and two, people don't understand how expensive it is, like the medical all that side of things basically.
Yeah.
So I guess she also sees it from the point of the child, like how hard it's gonna be for the child. Can I be honest? Do you know what?
Is it definitely the child will be albino?
I don't know, but
Never
I don't
know,
know.
not always.
But do you know what I find really interesting? I really want to know the race of the couple. Is it just me?
Definitely white.
Or like,
Yeah, right.
no, I know. So it's like, that's why for me,
It's a
I'm
bit-
just like,
yeah.
is it fetish? Because, I really like your hair, your complexion, your.
Yeah.
Do you get what I
She said,
mean?
because she said I'm basically a white skinned black woman. So I reckon they're white.
But would they be aware of that, or would they just see white skin? Would they know that she's albino?
No, but that's also
They're in
another.
for a
That's
shock when it comes out.
that's also another thing. Like, do you get what I mean? I think there's all those things to consider. But I'm not gonna lie, sis. It's not your headache to bear, if that makes sense. Like,
you know what it is, yeah?
If you're okay with just you're doing a job in it,
Do you know what it is? I don't think she's okay with it. I don't think you should do it, sis.
you can tell that she's not okay with it.
Yeah, I could tell. Because I told you guys I saw an Insta ad. I saw one Insta ad and I was ready to go.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're okay with it. And I think things like this, is so important that you're okay with it.
Yeah.
Because
No money will give you peace of mind.
no money will give you peace of mind. And it's 9 months the child is cooking up. And then it's like the years after that, if you're something that's going to torment you every single day, I wouldn't do it. But I think the way this dilemma is set up, I don't think you're comfortable. I think also as well, you're worrying about what your mum would say. You're not comfortable with it.
But do you feel like what if this is just real early in the discussion, which obviously it is, where it's like, you know what, if I think about this for 6 more months, I'll be fine with this, you know.
Then that's good. I think for me, my biggest thing is if you're fine with it, then do it. If you're not fine with it, don't do it. Even if you have one little bit of doubt of what if this, or what if that, I would not do it. Something like this, you can't go into it. You have to go into it 100% on board. You can't even do 99.5% on board. Because this is big. There's going to be a child out there that you might feel like, oh, it's your child, and nah. If you have to, if you can get to a place where you feel like, you know, I'm 100% on board, then do it. But I'm here to help people who can't have kids in any way I can. I'm
So
always here for that.
this child is gonna come out looking, or possibly looking like you, right?
Yeah.
So Gina,
Hello.
you'd be fine to have a little you running about with a white couple.
You know what is interesting, yeah? I was just thinking of like me now, like where I am and stuff, yeah? And like, I don't think me right now, I would do it because I want my own children. And obviously, where like, it doesn't look like I'm going to have kids anytime soon, yeah, but I'm just hearing it. So the reason why I wouldn't do it is because I guess my desire for children is sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So the thought of knowing that, like, I do, like what Brent said, like, I do have a child, like, out there, I think would rattle me. And then what if I don't find a partner and I don't have a child? I'll be livid.
Bent the mic.
You can't hear me?
No, I can't even hear myself.
As in just now, or everything she said.
No, literally just now.
How about you? Right on?
No, can't hear myself.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Sure, it's not
No.
the headphones.
Can you guys
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear everything.
Okay, I think your
Oh, so
earphones
she
disconnected.
Yeah.
Maybe it's your headphone?
Oh, we're
Hello?
disconnected.
Yeah, you're
babe.
disconnected.
Okay, cool.
But
But
yeah,
yeah.
I think I don't know. I think like I have a I don't know. Personally, it's something that I would do, even like being a surrogate and stuff. I'm open to doing
You'd
that
be
as
a
well.
surrogate?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm here to tell people who can't have kids.
No, definitely, but
Do you
I
know what I
don't
mean?
think I could carry a baby for like 9 months. That one
Yeah.
is impossible for me to carry and then give it away. No, I don't
Yeah.
think I'd have the mental
Capacity for
strength.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
But you can be a surrogate and the baby's nothing to do with you, though, innit? Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
somebody else's egg and
Yes.
then you just carry
Yeah,
it.
and then you
Yeah.
just carry it.
Yeah, well, then you wouldn't feel that that's your baby.
No, because
then,
maybe
would you?
because there's something that
Do you know
happens when the
what it
baby's
is?
Obviously,
living in you.
you'd feel connected to it, but you wouldn't feel like
Yeah.
it's your baby.
Do you
But
know
that's
what
the
it
thing that
is?
some people feel like that.
Yeah.
Do you know when I was sorry
No,
when I
go
was
on.
saying earlier, people are like, "Oh, surrogate's my baby." I'm talking about like I've seen stories of people who just carried the baby,
Yeah.
but because of everything that happened, that when the baby jumps, you feel it. When the baby's, you feel every single thing. When you eat something that doesn't, the baby jumps like, oh no, not that. Do you know what I mean? You feel so much that happens during pregnancy that some people actually have an issue being able to just let go. It's not their egg, it's not their sperm. They just feel it's hard for them to let go.
Do you know what it is for me? Yeah, pregnancy is no easy feat. Like it's not minor at all. Yeah? And also the complications that come with pregnancy is one thing.
Yeah.
The fact that you can actually lose your life through like giving. I can't take all those chances for a paycheck and then to give it like. If I'm going through all those risks, and to me it's a high risk thing, innit? So for me to take that high risk, it has to be for my own. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
No,
do it
you
for a
don't
check.
take the risk. You're just gonna give them the egg. You're not gonna take none of that risk.
No,
of
no,
I
I mean,
I'm talking about
as a surrogate,
Oh,
I
okay,
had
okay,
the
okay,
baby.
I would be a
yeah.
surrogate for someone, but it was someone like I don't know if I would do it for a stranger, but say like one of my friends or my family member really wants to have a child, they're unable. I would.
Fair enough.
Got to pay for my BBL after that. I'm joking.
Would you
I'm
wait
dead.
till maybe you've had your own though? Or would you
No,
mind?
it makes a difference to me.
So even like this year, somebody you did
All
like,
right, hold up. No, but like it doesn't like I don't need to have my kids first
okay.
before I do that. Even like adopting as well. Like I want to adopt kids, and people was asking me like, yeah, but would you want to have your kids first? It makes a difference to me. Kid is a kid is a kid. I love them.
It's nice, man.
Okay.
All right, Emmanuel, you
Yo.
got on to Yusuf a bit,
Did I?
asking him a question about whether it is that he would
Yeah.
give his sperm for 150.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, got it after the
That's
show.
sign me up.
we can go there after the show.
I was gonna say to a white family, not to all my
So
shit.
you wouldn't think twice about it?
No, I'm joking. I would. Like, it will definitely be
To a
in my
white
mind.
family.
Yeah, 100%. No, I didn't think twice about not doing it, basically.
You said you would give it.
Yeah, I was joking.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
again, the thought of having my child out there and I don't know
Yeah.
who that child is, nah, it's too difficult for me. Way too difficult.
And Margs?
Oh yeah, I'll do it. That's easy.
Mm.
Because what you don't know don't hurt you.
And then that child becomes the next Mbappe. You're like, wait a minute, that nigga looks familiar.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know. But I mean, yeah, 150 racks. Yeah, they could take it.
But it's 150.
What's that kind
I'm
of?
not gonna lie. I think we're selling ourselves short with this 150 racks, bruv.
I told you guys. I already told you guys what I was doing.
Choose it for less, literally.
This is
No,
the
I'm
whole
living
life.
more.
No, that's
150.
I'll do it consistently.
No,
for
what I'm saying
150.
is-
I'm saying I'll do it multiple times for
said
multiple 150s.
I'm dead.
You ready? Let's go.
Yeah.
Another 150.
Another 150 in the bag. Let's go. Let's load them up.
You know what? You know what? Thinking about it, if I sat down with the family, it's a black family, and like they told me about all their plans, they're
like how you feel
pro-black
that,
and this, that, and the third.
No, I hear it though.
There
man.
has to be more to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know what, they're really desperate, and I don't know, there's something about me that they want, yeah, or whatever. Like, okay, cool. I think I would entertain it. I think I would.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because you know what it is
Yeah.
when you meet people who want to have kids and they're unable to have kids, it's so heartbreaking. Like it's so like because it's what they really, really, really want. I'm here to. I will help.
I'll set up a website now. There's no
I'm done.
there's no vetting process. All you gotta do is
Then
have
you
the
get a kid,
150.
you get a kid.
You gotta pay me in Bitcoin. That's all. And you can get it now. You get what I'm saying? I don't care what your beliefs are.
They give me 2 minutes.
Don't care where that baby's going. Don't care about the infrastructure. The yard.
Do you want a baby there? There you go. God
Suppose
damn.
they're all gonna be child trafficked.
I know. That's.
Don't be silly now.
Brent, come
Then
on.
you hear
He's
us
just doing it.
say,
He's playing on my heartstrings because he knows I don't like all that.
I don't know why everybody's
Yeah, but-
side in the room. There's if he has a website saying
come one, come all.
kids here, what? Do you feel there's another business opportunity opening up there?
Not really.
Especially if they have your flipping temperament.
Imagine, this Achilles popping up in different parts of the world.
Oh man.
So what's your advice for her?
I think that she needs to be, if she's comfortable with it, then do it. If you're not comfortable with it, even by just 1 point out of 10, don't do it.
Yeah, I don't think you sound like you're confident, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should. I don't think it's going to be something that you're going to be able to live with.
Yeah.
And that you're going to have peace of mind from. So I would advise you not to do it. But I could be wrong. And if it is something that you, like Esther said, you're comfortable doing, then go forth. And
That's right.
prosper.
But good luck, sis. Let us know what you end up doing.
Yeah, man.
So you guys know we have, asking for a friend, sis, what would you do? If you want to send dilemmas in, voice notes, text, WhatsApp even, the number is 075-6484-1073. The email address is tdasubmissions@thenewblack.com. Let us know what segment it's for. And let's get into our next headlines.
And can you guys start sending follow-ups so we know, like...
Yeah,
Yeah, we know if our advice is working. Where's the woman, the one that was going to sell her feet? What was she going to do that time? I want to know how that worked out. Did you tell your mans? Did you sell the feet?
Oh, yeah.
Did you go Afro Nation? No. But yeah, headlines.
All right. So this next headline, definitely a trigger warning here. But I want to see what you guys think afterwards. Yeah. Basically, children being conceived through rape will officially be classified as victims of crime under new government plans. So the changes due to be made in the forthcoming Victims Bill will entitle those who are conceived as a result of rape access to information about their case. The legal changes will also make it easier for victims who receive support from police to receive support from police and the criminal justice system whenever they may need it. The law will cover all sexual offences which can result in pregnancy. England and Wales are understood to be among the first nations in the world to officially confer victim status to children born of rape. Announcing the plans, Justice Secretary Dominic Raab said no child born in these horrific circumstances should be left to suffer alone, which is why we must ensure they can access vital support whenever they need it. Under the ministry's plans that help could be assessed at any point in their lives to address issues including alcohol or drug dependency, education, and housing benefit. Research for academics for the Centre for Women's Justice, CWJ, who lobbied for the change, estimate that more than 3,000 children may have been conceived after rape in England and Wales in 2021 alone. The CWJ say there was evidence that for both mothers and children who are rape victims, often many suffer from attachment difficulties and poor mental health, which in turn can profoundly negatively affect the child's development and educational outcomes, as well as his or her well-being in adulthood. The second, what do you guys think?
I don't think they should. I get it, but I don't think they should let the kids know that they're victims of that.
Yeah.
I don't think kids should know how it is that they came about. I think that's too much to have to take in.
Why? At what point is it going to be
I don't want to know
much?
that I was conceived as a result of rape.
Yeah.
That's
What?
mad.
Never?
Ever.
You're going to be an adult one day.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to know that.
So then you're never going to know who your father is.
I already live like that, Marks.
No, but I'm saying, but some people want to know.
Yeah, but if you want to know, that's different. But I think saying that they're going to be victims, I can understand that, but I think that them being told they're victims.
I think it's more putting things in place. So, because if them stuff ain't there and they want to know who their father is, there's no information for them to find out, and there's no closure there, innit? So if they're there and the system's there, they can go and they can find out everything they need to know about the case and find out that people chase, they go to their family members, cousins, this kind of things. Everybody might not want that kind of information. Some people might want to bury it and leave it behind them. But if you want it, it's they're made available to you.
That's not a bad thing.
I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, I think if you want to know, but you're asking me, I wouldn't in that situation. I'm good at knowing.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good that there is there. They want to know.
Because what came to mind was the fact that this research organization, Centre for Women's Justice, right? They're saying that a lot of these victims, they suffer from attachment difficulties and poor mental health, which affects their development, educational outcomes and stuff. Like, what if those people are going through this, but they don't fully know why they're going through this? Do you feel like maybe the rape, knowing that maybe they're products of rape or whatever, and then being given the support can then help them turn their lives around?
It could affect people different ways. It's a lot to address and unpack, but it still gives you the options there. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but is that like the thing you're talking about? Is that like what age is that? Is that when do you mean when they're young and stuff?
I think from the beginning, but then it affects them later.
I find there's ways to support people without having to let them know. So when I'm thinking of a kid, right? If the kid is in school struggling, there's things or whatever. Because I'm even thinking of, to be fair, illnesses that pass on from generations or whatever. So I guess it is important to know, because you might have heart problems you don't know from your dad's side or whatever. Well, the perpetrator's side, you don't know. But I think there's ways to support people without letting them know how it is they've come about. And I think when they get older, if they do want to know that, then yeah. But I think it's good that the information is there if people want to know. Yeah. And it should just be a thing where if you want to know, then you get to know. But if you don't want to know, that's also protected.
So you're saying maybe like just put the information somewhere, but not necessarily so it can access if people want to, not necessarily like announcing it kind of thing.
So like, say for example, you go to the GP, you're complaining about something, you're complaining about your breathing or whatever. Go to the GP. The GP's records will show that from the dad's side, this child came up as a result of rape. From the dad's side, he's got this lung disease, or he's got this, or he's got that. They can then that will help them in how they treat you and the support they give you. Even with like schools, for example. So maybe, I don't know if ADHD can be passed on from time, but stuff like that, let it be there. But I don't think it should be a case where, well, you got this because this what happened to your mum, and this is do you get me? I just think that's a bit too intense.
But then I think with what you're saying though, having other people have access to that information and you not having access to that information, how do you control it not being shared? So for example, like you might, like you said, you might not know, but your GP knows, and then how do you like protect? Because let's say you don't know and you don't want to know, right? Yeah. And then your GP's like, oh well, from your dad. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you protect the safety of? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like you saying, okay, you're saying you never want to know, right? Yeah. But if your GP knows or your school knows, who's to say that the information is going to stay there? Do you understand what I mean?
It has to, because legally they're contractually bound to not tell. The same way your GP. If I go to my GP, but my GP can't tell my mum my business.
No, but
so it's
telling you your business though.
Yeah, but if I don't want to know.
But how do they? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No, but with doctors, they'll put things in place though where you wouldn't tell them. It's like when you opt out of something. I've opted out of knowing.
Yeah. I'm just thinking based on like just human error, innit? Like, imagine.
But that's why people get negligence. That's negligence.
You go into like your GP and your GP's like, oh well, from your dad's side, and you're thinking, my dad's side, like I don't even know who my dad is. Like,
but then that would be negligence, But I feel like how we would start is
that wouldn't be negligence though if it's talking about family history and stuff like that, medical history from your parents or your father, and it's passed down to you. It's like you're saying, I've got to relay this, even though you said you didn't want to know. This is about your health now. I've got to relay this information.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. I was saying about the opting out thing. I feel like it will all start with the mum. If the mum is in the picture, I would have let my mum know, like, do you know, I don't want to know whatever. Like, there's a way the mum will find out whether or not I want to know, right? And so that's how the mum will then be the one like, do you know what, she doesn't want to know, or I'm not ready for her to find out this, blah blah. There's ways you can tell people stuff without it having to let me know what generation it came from.
I think it's very difficult. Though,
it's difficult, but I'll be honest with you guys, I don't understand what's going on here. I'm not in the medical board.
No.
I'm not here to make up a plan for them how to do it, but they can figure that out. They figure out worse things. This is easy. They can do that. They'll be able to figure it out.
Okay.
They'll be fine.
How about you, Manuel?
What I want to know?
Yes.
I think so, you know.
Why?
I don't know, because I feel like there's just certain things that go into making who everybody is. I feel like everyone's here for a reason, a purpose. And if you know even the negative things about yourself, there's a way you can maybe use that to, you know what I'm saying, to really become you in you know, entirety. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a way around it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because when I think about it, actually, you can let someone know that, you know, their dad's side this and this and that without... Because what I said I don't want to know is that I don't want to know that I've come from rape. You can let me know what my father's medical history is like. Because obviously my mum would have told me like, oh, your dad, he's not around or whatever, without you telling me that I've come from rape.
Yeah, it's true.
So do you know what I mean? So what? Yeah. So what I'm saying still makes sense, because you're just not telling me. You can tell me his history, whatever, but you're just not telling me that this is what I've come from.
Yeah.
And that information anyway should always be down to the parent to tell the child. I don't think any police or nurses or anybody else should be the one to tell a child how it is that they were conceived.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think it just becomes difficult when the child is no longer a child, innit? And then it's like, does the mum's the mum's wants matter when that child is now 21, 25, 30? You know what I'm saying?
No, but it happens today though, where if the father's not around, your mum's just gonna say your father's not around. That's my mum's trauma. If she doesn't want to talk about how it is that I was conceived, I have to respect that. Because for her, like, do you get what I mean? So with your question, knowing how you were conceived is never going to be relevant to how you live life. You can know about your medical history, you can know about what it is that's in the family bloodline and all that kind of stuff without you knowing that you were raped.
I don't think you can say that.
It's difficult, yeah.
But knowing how you conceive could it affect your life?
No, but I'm talking about your medical. We're talking about medical history, right? We're talking about, like, say you got heart disease or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have heart disease because my mom was raped. I'm going to have heart disease because it's in the genes that's passed, that's been in the family. Yeah. It's in the family. Do you get what I mean? So I'm saying that if a child I feel like how a child was conceived should be down to the parent to tell the child. As the child gets older, the child, obviously when you're younger, your parents are like, oh, it doesn't around, it's like, cool, whatever, you move on with your life. The older you get, now you want more information. Who was this person? What was he like? Yes, he's not around, but give me more information. The doctors and nurses and police don't need to be involved in that process. That's for the mum.
I reckon transparency is probably the best thing, you know. Like, it's a difficult thing all round, and nobody wants to go through that and bring up all those thoughts and those feelings and that. But it's like we said, this stuff's happening now all the time. They said there was over 3,000 kids born of rape last year. It's a horrible situation for anybody to be in. But at the end of the day, it's your situation and it's your reality. And I've just always believed, like, knowledge is power, and it's not nice, but it happened, innit? Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and it's just give people information. Let's just tell the truth, man. It's just something and that's why we're here to support you, because we're going to unpack this and we're going to work you through it. This is how you was conceived. Like, this is what happened.
I don't see the relevance of that in anything, you know. Yeah. I really don't.
Because you need to know. Because then you can think all different kind of things. When you ain't got no father, you got abandonment issues. You think people abandoned you. You think this. You think that. No, there's nothing wrong with you.
But that's for the mother to do.
Just to lead into what you're saying, right? Do you think there should be an age then? So if the child should know, at what age should they be sat down and told? In your opinion?
I think you have to know I think it will change on your child. I think every parent spends time with their kids, and they'll know when they think their child's emotionally mature enough to deal with it. It could change. A kid could surprise you, and you feel like he can handle this when he's 7. One of them you might have to wait till he's 12, or one you might not want to do it till he's an actual teenager. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think it will change from scenario to scenario. I don't think you can just say across the board, when they're this age, you could tell them be cool.
That's if it's done within the household. What if it's done this way in terms of them being in, like, government-wise?
Okay, so if it's government-wise, what about if you just make the information available when they hit 18 as adults? Then it takes it away from everybody, and they can just do what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Well, I think this is definitely a candidate for a topic of the day. Yes, I think we need to revisit it. But let's go on to the next headline. Don't press nothing, Brent. All right, so this next thing is executives from Boeing, you know, the world's largest plane manufacturers, will have to appear in court next week over 2 fatal crashes of its 737 MAX jets. So US District Judge Reed O'Connor on Thursday ordered a representative of the company to appear in court on January the 26th to be arraigned on a 2021 felony charge after families of the nearly 350 killed in a 2018 crash in Indonesia and the 2019 crash in Ethiopia objected to a plea deal. So Boeing, they had won immunity from criminal prosecution as part of a $2.5 billion Justice Department deferred prosecution agreement, and was instead charged with fraud conspiracy related to the 737 MAX's flawed design. But O'Connor of Texas ruled in October that people killed in the 2 Boeing 737 MAX crashes are legally considered crime victims, and family members had urged him to require Boeing to be legally arraigned on the felony charge. Those families will now be able to speak at the hearing next week. It remains unclear what criminal charges the aircraft manufacturer will be charged with. The 2 crashes, like I said, killed a total of 346 people and left all MAX jets grounded worldwide for nearly 2 years. They were cleared to fly again after Boeing overhauled an automated flight control system that activated erroneously in both crashes. And the last headline takes us to a landmark law being implemented to protect women's rights in Sierra Leone. So I'm pretty sure everyone will be happy about this. And basically, Sierra Leone has passed a historic law to improve women's rights, including better employment rights. Under the new Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act, the GEWE, 30% of government and private sector jobs in the country are reserved for women. Gender Minister Manti Tarawali made an official statement and said that today is a historic day when Sierra Leone can rightly say it has legislation carefully designed to do away with gender inequality. Today is an important step in the right direction, but more steps have to be taken before the country can say fairness has been achieved across the genders. Women will also now benefit from ring-fenced senior positions in the workplace, at least 14-week-long maternity leave, equal access to bank credit, and training opportunities. There are harsh repercussions for employers who do not stick to the new gender ratios, including hefty fines and even potential prison time for financial institutions that do not give women fair access to financial support. It's thought that this will make it easier for women to start their own businesses. The government said that the employment law will apply to any business with more than 25 employees. I feel like that's a potential topic of the day as well, so let's not delve into that now. But yeah, that's the end of the headlines.
Lovely. All right, let's get into the reaction.
I was looking at the time. I know you don't like to get out of here quick, innit? So I thought to leave it.
You sure? Do you want to do after the reaction?
Don't do that. You don't want to stay.
Yeah.
you don't want to rush to go.
We say longer. Yeah.
You can do after reaction.
Yeah, do it after reaction. Toilet.
Oh, sorry. All right then. Well, let's get into our favourite segment of the day.
Not Gina running away already. He said, I'm going to go on a break.
The Black Pages. So, our first headline is this game sounded exhilarating. Missed it. Man City 4, Tottenham 2. So, who kissed the teeth?
Me, nigga.
Oh, I thought that was Esther.
You don't think I was that invested?
Yeah, I was thinking, what? I was surprised. I was like,
Tottenham
what?
had one job, man. At 2-0 up, I thought, yes. They've taken points off City.
Do I read it?
Yes.
We don't need to read. Shall I read it or do you just want to talk then? We can
We
talk
can
about
talk, man. We don't have to read that.
it. Go on.
I was thinking, yes. And then second half, capitulation within the first 10 minutes.
I didn't see none of it. I'm gonna have to go home and watch it. I'm so glad that happened. I'm
Typical Spurs, bro.
I'm watching, yeah. I weren't watching. I'm checking because I'm coming here to
Yeah.
recording that. You get me?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the game's on. What's the score? 1-0. Right at half. Oh shit. Then it was 2-0 before the half or something.
Yeah, bruv.
Yeah. Man telling me it's 2-0. I'm like, so these man couldn't take points in a derby at home. Yeah. Like they're just trash. And then now you want to play City and you want to try and
remember,
and you want to
Spurs got a good record against City, and they always kind of show up.
Yeah.
So I thought, yes, this is City's bogey team
say it's in keeping with what?
with what normally happens. I'm thinking, okay, cool, 11. I'm doing the maths in my head. If City lose, then we go 11 points clear. We got to just beat you man on Sunday, and
You've won it.
let's all stay calm, please. Yeah. But then second half comes now, and it's like, I don't know what Pep said to them at halftime, but whatever he said to them, it worked. Because they came out all guns. Mahrez was on absolute smoke.
Oh, they said they look cold.
Mahrez is a baller, you know.
The Mahrez is dope.
I think sometimes people forget that guy, he just plays, like, them playground footballer dons, bruv.
Underestimated. Like, in his position, he's one of the best in the league, and he has been.
He's just dope.
Like,
And he's fluid.
I'll be honest with you. Bruv, he was doing this year. He was doing this year in the Championship, yeah? You see Leicester, yeah? They had him on one side, and I think it was the season that I watched, it would have been Knockhart. You know Andy Knockhart?
Yeah.
Him and Knockhart, yeah. Hawking the whole champs up.
Yeah.
Like Mahrez been doing this for years
Mahrez
and
is a
years
baller, man.
and years and
He's a
years.
baller.
You get me? Got the title with Leicester.
Yeah.
Gone City, he's got titles again, and he's cooking.
He's cooking for real.
Everybody hit 2 yesterday.
He's two goals, 2 assists.
Oh yeah.
The bad thing is, bruv, Kevin De Bruyne was on the bench the whole game.
Oh, he never played?
No.
Okay.
They started with Haaland, Alvarez, Mahrez, and
Haaland ended his goal drought.
Grealish.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of.
Do we have? Are we? Obviously, it's a lot of goals in that.
Yeah.
So we're not going to question that. But,
Yeah.
are we questioning Erling Haaland and City?
I agree with Tigo's take. Not that he's a bad player, is that he doesn't necessarily make. It's weird because how can you criticize someone who's a goal machine, right? But in terms of Man City's play, I see what Tigo was talking about. How he doesn't make them necessarily better.
They've scored over 100 goals or took 90-something points for the past 3 seasons and lost 2 games a season. How much, doesn't matter who it is, how much better could he have made them?
This is
the point I'm making. This is what they thought. How much better could he have made them? I even said it on Filthy. I said, I bet they will get Haaland. He'll probably slam bare goals and they won't win the league. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I said that before a ball got kicked, so I could see it. But even in questioning him there, it would have been a United week when they lost to us.
Yeah.
I watched Match of the Day, and obviously Haaland's quiet. He ain't scored. Boom, boom, boom. There's hardly any touches. Remember, I'm watching the game differently. I ain't got him on player cam. I'm a United fan.
Yeah.
When Ian Wright broke him down in the evening, the amount of runs this guy's got on here, the way this youth's moving, and they're not giving him the ball.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily even there's a Haaland problem, but he's not necessarily the problem though.
Yeah, I'm not
If
saying
that makes sense.
I'm not saying
Because
he's the
even
problem.
in that game, it was like 5-6 clear opportunities where these runs are decisive, powerful. They give him the ball, there's problems. He's not definitely going to score, but there's trouble in there.
Yeah.
You get me? And they didn't do it. You get me? So maybe they need to like cater to him more, do better.
But that issue though, that now that you've got this goal machine who plays a certain way, the way you play has to cater to his strengths now. Like, and it's no longer that fluid exchange of ball like it was when you had Aguero or Jesus. It's now get the ball to Haaland any means necessary. And if we don't do that, then there's an issue. So because even when, for example, he can't get the ball and carry. I watched him yesterday. He got the ball. Then he thought he was outside the box. I thought, what's he gonna do here? Is he gonna take on the man? Pass. Pass and move.
I watched him a few weeks ago. I watched him a few weeks ago. Get bored. And drop into the middle to try and pick the ball up, and Gundogan and I tell him, go away, man.
That's the thing. I don't think they even
away.
trust him to even drop it in like Kane does.
Yeah.
And
that's not your story.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's not a goal hanger, but he essentially has to stay in the box and wait for
just stay on the last line. Stay on the last line, running behind. And just finish. But I think for what he brings to the table, for what he does, the amount of goals he's got, I'm saying is a beast.
Yeah, no, he's a beast, of course.
I'm saying you make it work, and I'm saying he doesn't. I don't think it could even possibly be a detrimental thing having there. If they don't look as sexy as they did before, fair enough. But you'll take it, man.
Yeah,
you'll take it.
Pep saying that they've lost the passion and the hunger, the fight, and all that stuff.
Yeah, they won too much. Maybe it's got too easy over there, man.
Yeah,
but
Spurs had one job though,
and they couldn't do it, man. It's a big weekend, though, boys. It's
massive
a big weekend. Do you don't want to Brent, predictions?
It's an Arsenal win. Very confident. How many will we score?
I said, oh.
It might be 3 if you guys score.
Okay.
It might be 3 if you guys. It might be 4 if you guys score 2. But we are gonna get into a more than one situation.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna score more than 1 goal.
Predictions, use?
I'm gonna say it's at the Emirates. Yeah, we've got that intangible motivation that we have to, make up for the loss at Old Trafford. Yeah, that we felt like we should have won. We played better. We had the goal disallowed. That they came out afterwards and said that that was definitely onside. So that would have changed the whole course of the game, right?
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I'm gonna say 2-0 Arsenal.
Okay then.
2-0 Arsenal. I'll say 2-0.
I don't want to say I'm not as invested because that would be a lie. But I'm just saying, after dropping points against Palace, I'm actually disappointed. I'm coming into this game with a bit of a lull.
I was hoping that you guys came in this game off the back of a win.
That's exactly.
Because I didn't want it to be like, okay, cool, we lost the last game, now let's go for it.
No, but I wanted it to be like more at stake. Them 2 points dropped, the way we dropped them is bad. I wanted it to be more at stake. I wanted it to just galvanise the troops a bit more. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But you're right, it could have the effect that you're saying, that they're upset about the loss and they want to think. But I would have liked to come in. It just would have been good. If we could have came out of this 3 three games with 9 points, that would have been sensational. But before the games got played, if you told me I would have took 7 points, I would have been happy with that as well. So we're still on course to do that.
Look at the factors. You got Casemiro out.
Yeah.
Right. Apparently Martial's out as well.
That's all right.
I think Weghorst he's on course to start or be at least on the bench.
I think he should start. He played all right.
I'm hoping that it's not a new signing does bits on his debut.
He's an unknown.
He's what?
He's an unknown.
You know what I mean? He can't do that.
That's
No,
what he's
I
saying.
mean-
That's what he's speaking to. It's
Yeah.
unknown quantity, so anything could happen.
what I'm saying.
He's got
But-
attributes there that could punish you, but you just don't know. You have to just see.
But if Trossard is signed today before 12, he can be on the bench for United game.
I wouldn't have minded a Trossard as a good squad player. But again, though, speaking to because what you were saying, I
people-
think the opposite to what you're saying. They've got Saka,
guys, say
Martinelli,
what you're
Reece
disagreeing
Nelson,
State what
now
you're disagreeing
Trossard.
with.
Trossard is
I
above
don't
Reece
think.
Nelson.
I don't think this is a stopgap. I don't think you got to go back and like you see that you're looking like a marquee Mudryk.
Oh, we
boom
definitely
boom.
are going to.
No.
Nah, I don't.
Wait,
You got too many wingers.
no.
You don't go.
28.
You
Wait,
don't go
don't
and get a big marquees winger in the summer now. That's it now. You're done now. That's it.
No,
What
we
you
ain't
talking
done. We ain't done. We
All
ain't
right,
done.
cool.
Trossard
Just
can
saying.
play anywhere along
Yes.
the front three, right? Martinelli is starter on the left, Saka starter on the right? Smith Rowe,
They have to sell. If you
Wait,
have
hear
to
me
sell
out.
Smith Rowe and
Wait,
Reece
no,
Nelson, then you'll do it.
hear me out. Smith Rowe is not, he doesn't have to play on the wing, but he's an option on the wing. He can play in the middle as well, right? Nelson is unreliable. No one's thinking, Reece Nelson is the person who's Saka's whatever. There's still, Marquinhos hasn't really played. Trust me, there's
He's got it
room
alone.
for another winger. Trust me. And I reckon in the summer, we'll bring another winger
We
in.
will.
Trust me. Like,
If you sell,
if you look at both our flanks, yeah, who are the certified backups to Martinelli and Saka? I mean the actual wingers, because Smith Rowe is not the winger. He's just an attacking player who can play. He can play left, he can play middle. So he isn't. If Martinelli's not playing, it's definitely Saka. Sorry, it's definitely Smith Rowe, right? There's still room for another winger. Trust me.
okay.
Trust me. And then even with Trossard, people are acting like, this and the third. Listen, he's a Premier League proven player. He's at a good age. Yeah, he scores goals, right? He's coming into a better team now. So he's going to play with better players, which is going to excel his game. This is the good signing, trust me.
No, he's a good signing.
Yeah, he's double fitted too.
No, it's a good
The
signing.
hat-trick he scored against Liverpool was all with his weaker foot. A hat-trick with your weaker foot. He's a good finisher.
I think he's a solid squad player.
Solid, they're very, very solid, very solid. It's like I said, it's not a marquee and sexy like what you wanted, but it's a very good. It's a very good. It's a very good signing, man.
Marquee and sexy doesn't necessarily mean anything to me, because the thing is, Mudryk is 22. Yeah, he would not. I'm not saying I don't want Mudryk. I want Mudryk, right? He would have to, acclimatize, embed himself into the league. Trossard is been playing this season.
No, it's a good signing.
I mean,
It weren't
he's
this World
coming
Cup
in.
because they stunk the place up. It must have been the last tournament because they was close to each other, innit?
Who's that?
Belgium. He played good. It wouldn't have been this
Yeah.
World Cup. I think it must have been the tournament before. He was
Yeah.
dope with Belgium. That was because I see him do decent stuff at Brighton and that,
Yeah.
but you don't really pre man. It wasn't until I see him on international things and with
Yeah.
his pairs and
Yeah.
playing. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, he's
And also,
he's got it.
Arsenal's assistant coach used to be his manager at Genk.
Okay,
So there's that connection there already. That understanding.
she's gonna unlock him.
Bruv, Arteta's going to unlock him. Trust me. Listen, Arsenal are coming, man. And apparently we ain't done. Apparently we're going to go in for this right back. So I don't think we need.
that right back.
I don't think we need a right
He
back.
looks good.
Who? What's his name?
And then someone
Young guy. I
in
don't
the
know his
midfield
name.
too. You know what I mean?
Well, he looks good. Looks really good.
All right, man. All right then. Well, big
Game,
derby,
man.
big
Big game. Big
big
game.
derby on the weekend.
Big game.
Call it.
Oh, United win 2-0.
That is the worst prediction I've ever
No, I
made
said
in my
2-1 yesterday, innit? 2-1, sorry.
life. That
that's my
prediction
one.
is whack.
No, United win
You think you're
2-1.
going to win 2?
2-1. I said 2-1 yesterday. It's 2-1.
I can't have United beating us twice in the season. Even if we win the league, I can't have that.
Well, I think
I can't have that.
I'm not
that's
gonna
about
die if we
that's,
No.
that's about balance, and that's probably the kind of
If we win the league,
that's probably the kind of offset that you're gonna have to
irony.
deal with. Yeah, like you're gonna win the league, but we done a double over you. Like I
but the
can
thing
see
is,
it.
but
You
you
know
know
what I'm
what it is?
saying?
You know
I
what it
can
is
really
about
see
them,
it.
right? They're going to use that and hold it, even though, and that shows.
What would you care if you win the league?
I
No,
wouldn't
no,
care.
no, but
I would
no,
not
but
care.
that shows me that you're full from grace.
Like,
Where when the season's
I hear
done,
that.
the only thing you're holding on to is we beat Arsenal
And
twice
I'll point
trophy.
out, I'll point out.
Well, watch
Disgrace.
when
Big Man United.
when we get back to our lofty positions,
No.
we'll show you how to behave when you're on top because we don't
It's
we
true.
don't concern ourselves with
It's
other
true.
people.
It's
Show
Like,
us how to
like-
behave.
This
I'm
is
just
why he's
saying.
saying what he's saying, no, Max.
Huh?
This is why he's
No,
saying
what I'm saying is
he's
you're
saying.
concerning yourself with what we're doing. Is what I'm saying.
No, I'm not.
You two are. You've been doing it all season.
But we've not been on top. If we was on top, we wouldn't. Don't you get it? You've been on top of the league and you're still worried.
I'm not gonna lie. Man United are crap, bruv.
See? You man are in bondage. We're in your head rent free, bro. We live in your head
No,
rent free.
Yeah, I love the rivalry that you tried to deny. The rivalry is real. Yes, I
want
hate
it
Man
back.
United.
I
You live
want
in my
it
head.
back.
I hate
That's
Man
why
United.
That's why
This
you
is
want your
football,
guys
bro.
back.
This is football. I don't want to ever let go of my hate for United. I want to troll you forever. This is it. This is what I live for. Fuck Man United.
Amen.
Like if it ain't for the hate, then I'm just. I mean, what's the point?
I heard that. All right, well, let's get into some boxing news. This is confusing. Anyway, because Eubank done drugs and now he's back again.
No, Ben. That was Ben.
Oh, yeah, shit. Oh, yeah, I'm so dumb. I'm actually, sorry, Chris. My bad. That was so dumb. Anyway, so Chris Eubank Jr.'s message to Liam Smith at their final press conference on Thursday was simple. I'm going to knock you out in 2 days' time. Be prepared. Oh, that's up in Manny, innit?
Yes.
I was going to go, man, but... Smith's response was just as direct, he said. I'd love to make a statement and stop him, but a win by any means necessary is the aim. It's just the win that matters regardless. The press conference itself was laced with venom, with tempers fraying as time ticks down to the big fight. Both believe their future careers are on the line in this contest, expecting the loser of the bout to see their hopes of a world title fight snuffed out. The two will fight this Saturday at the AO Arena in Manchester, live on Sky Sports box office. Oh, I'm going to miss that too. And then just quickly more on Eubanks. Eubanks takes things personal. Why the change of heart?
Okay.
They said that Eubanks dry snitching before. I saw that. That's cool, right? Let's see what this is about then. I don't know what it's about. So it says Eubanks take things too personal. So during the press conference ahead of the bout today, the pair engaged in an argument in which Smith claimed Eubank Jr. is gay before he in turn made accusations that Smith is unfaithful to his girlfriend. Oh, handbags. Okay then.
Wow.
Following the row, Sky Sports presenter Anna Woolhouse was forced to apologise for the offensive and homophobic language used throughout, while co-presenter Andy Clark described what was heard as personal and homophobic. Sky Sports also removed the stream event from their Sky Sports Boxing YouTube channel. The row was initiated following remarks made by Eubank Jr. earlier this week in which he revealed Smith, 34, has been sending him direct messages on Instagram leading up to the fight. Eubank referenced those messages at Thursday's press conference, stating, "You slid into my DMs. I'm used to seeing girls in my DMs. I'm not used to seeing guys." Smith, who is a former super welterweight world champion, then replied, "Chris, you go on about girls, mate. Has anybody in this room ever seen you with a girl? Have you got something to tell us? Because you're 33. Do you want to tell us something? Because nobody in this room has ever seen you with a woman."
This is very stupid.
I have. I want to come to Chris Eubanks' defense, man. I've seen
girls.
I've seen Eubank with girls before.
Ooh, what's that? Give us the tea. What are you trying to do?
That's cool. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's not.
This is giving you a 10. This is silly. I think this is carrying on a bit too long.
Later in the press conference, Eubank Jr. returned to the early argument, this time accusing Smith of cheating on his wife on occasions. He said, "If you want to get dark and personal with it, talking about being gay, I do like girls. I've been told by multiple sources that you cheat on your wife on occasions. So glass house, mate, let's just relax on the personal stuff. I'd rather be gay than a cheat." Smith responded by saying, "You haven't got a missus to cheat on." That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was
I can't
petty.
even-
That was
yeah,
petty.
That was very petty.
Yeah, so it's all going off. And then our last headline in sports news is one that I wouldn't even want to read again because my beloved Brooklyn Nets lose again. God damn. Michael Bridges recorded 28 points and 9 assists, and DeAndre Ayton. Wait, what? Who's that? The Suns? Oh, I thought he played for someone else. Sorry, my bad. Yep. And DeAndre Ayton had 24 points and 14 rebounds to help the Phoenix Suns notch 117-112 victory over the visiting Brooklyn Nets on Thursday night. Cameron Johnson contributed 19 points in 22 minutes off the bench in his first game for the Suns since sustaining the knee injury on November 4th. Damian Lee added 16 points and reserve Saban Lee had a season best 15 as Phoenix won for just the third time in the past 15 games. Brooklyn's Kyrie Irving scored 21 of his 30 points in the fourth quarter while playing through a calf injury. He also had 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals, but couldn't prevent the Nets from matching their season worst of 4 straight setbacks. Nick Claxton had 20 points and 11 rebounds for the Nets, which is good. Joe Harris and Steph Curry scored 16 points apiece, and Cam Thompson added 15, while Ben Simmons had 7 points and 6 assists for the Brooklyn before being ejected in the third quarter. Ben's got to give them more points, man. This is crazy. They lost by 5. Everybody's doing their things. You're getting 16 and 16 from the shooters. Claxton put up 20. Ben, if my man just gave man 12 points, man would have won that game. He's taking a piss. He's finishing with like 7 points in the game and all this stuff. This guy's a big man. Anyway.
Yeah. We're gonna take your word for it.
Oh.
No, he's talking the truth.
No, it's fact. He's taking a piss, bro.
No, he is. But why are we covering just the Nets? It's because that's your team.
Must be, yeah. Oh, you're hating. So you want to talk about LeBron? Go talk about LeBron. Get involved.
Well, LeBron obviously he's close to beating Kareem's all-time scoring record. You know what I mean? He's you know, I think he's like 300 points away from it.
Okay.
And apparently the NBA are going to start making Lakers games a priority, so that when he does
so it's a big
break it, it's a big celebration.
It's a big look though. It's a big
I mean,
look.
yeah, it's a big look still. But obviously the Lakers are down bad in regards to the season. It's just that personally, LeBron's, you know, getting accolades in. But yeah, nothing really happening for me basketball-wise because the player I support, he's not really doing nothing.
Again, I gave you the breakdown. I think it's gonna work that kind of way.
What's that?
After we'll get to the All-Star break.
Yeah.
It'll be All-Star. That'll be a big spectacle that weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And then after All-Star break, everything kind of ramps up. We've got a few months coming up to the playoffs.
Yeah.
The positions start
Yeah.
thinking. So from February, the basketball's we're gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Once the playoffs start and the Lakers are gone, I can invest in 2 teams who I kind of want to win.
Yeah.
And I can kind of back them and watch them.
I'm gonna we'll have to edit the deck a little bit. It is Brooklyn Nets heavy, but that's because
I'm not sure if I want Brooklyn to win, you know.
Why not, man?
I don't know, man. I'm not. You know what it is? Anyone who's like a LeBron op automatically becomes my op in it.
Okay, I'm with you.
I mean, like even Steph Curry, I don't like Steph Curry fully because I feel like he's ruined LeBron's legacy.
I used to love Steph Curry until they got too good. It's like the Power Rangers thing. Do you remember Power Rangers?
Of course.
You know, doesn't matter what they went through, they would always come out on top. Like, it doesn't matter how perilous it looked. And after a while, even as a kid, I was just like, you know, like just one day, I just want to see these men lose, man.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to see these men lose. Just for a bit of realism, because I be going through shit. You get me? Everything's all sweet and angel time.
All hunky-dory.
All hunky-dory. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And it was like that, when I watched the Splash Brothers burst onto the scene, Steph and Clay, like, when people wasn't respecting them like that, they made them respect them. It was a thing. When Steph started turning up in the third quarters and making the third quarters his thing, this guy waking up Sports Center every morning, that's a thing, that Steph in the third and all that.
Yeah.
I was proper loving it. I thought it was cold. And then they got too.
They got too good. And then when
I was like, nah, man.
When KD joined, it ruined everything for me.
I was like, someone got to stop them, man.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Yeah, that team was an absolute cheat code.
It was mad that even though because that dynasty and them clashes and them going to the finals with the Cavs, was so cold,
They're epic.
To me, it was mad that a team with LeBron on it, could be the underdog. Like,
because look at the other 4 guys on the starting lineup.
It's good, but they were just and before Durant went there, they were just so cold. You get me? Not even to say that there's one star player that's bigger than LeBron, but as a team and playing team basketball, just the way that they move the ball and the way they play, it's just you can't stop this. Like when man shoot like that, you got no move for these
There's nothing you could do. Nothing you could do at all.
I thought you loved winners, to be honest, Max.
Huh?
I thought you loved winners, to be honest.
No, I do love winners. Yeah, but maybe when it's me doing it.
Yeah, but
they
have to be his winners though.
Yeah, it's got to be my winners.
Can't just be any.
And you know what it is? I like adversity. I do like adversity. There's lots to be said for going through something and coming up on the other side. That you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like I've got I don't know what it is. It's like, say like a football. Okay, example is like my football manager. I play football manager with my brethren. Yeah, we both use the same team, United. Yeah, we get to the point where man start winning everything. He'll win everything and win the league, win the Champions League, 20 seasons in a row.
Yeah,
and be happy over the moon, and he's just loving it. You see me, I will play it, and obviously I want to get there and I want to win it. I could win it. I'll win it 3, 4 times, 3, 4, 5 times. After a while, it's like, there's nothing here for me. I got to leave. I got to drop down. I got to go to the championship and go and bring a team up and go through some stuff and
Yeah.
and come back to the top so I can appreciate it more. I need something to get me some adversity. When it's just all too smooth sailing and all that, it's just I don't like.
I think that might be what's happening to Man City. You know, when you're on the top for too long, you just become complacent and a bit bored.
Yeah,
So maybe they're lacking that intangible motivation because they just win all the time.
probably.
You know what I mean,
Discipline's lacking, to be honest.
What you say? Because that's winning should be all the motivation you need, innit, Brent?
No,
I hear that though.
but sometimes when you win all the time, you just get comfortable. It's like, okay, are we going to win another Prem? What's new? I think for City, even though they haven't fallen off, they're only second in it. But the Champions League, I think, is
That's
where
what they want, innit?
That's what they really want. Because how many times are you going to win the Premier League before it's just, like no one's going to, like for example, if Arsenal win the Premier League this season and Chelsea win the next season, for example, no one's going to knock Man City for not winning the Prem in the last 2 years because they've won bare Prems.
Yeah, it's true. The Champions League.
It's the
That's what
Champions
they
League
need.
that
That's what
they
need to
want.
go for.
You know what I mean? And that's where they keep falling short every year. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even mind seeing them win the Champions League, to be fair.
I would.
For me, I want to see PSG or Man City win it.
I don't want them to ever win the Champions League.
Who? Man City?
Yeah,
Yeah,
ever.
but because you're a Man United fan.
Yeah, I don't want to validate.
I don't have any.
Win the league 10 years in a row. No one cares.
You know,
man.
I don't have-
spend
I don't
all that
have-
money doing that. You don't give a
I don't
shit.
have no
You never win the
hate
Champions League. You never be a
for
top
Man City.
team.
I have no hate for Man City. You know, I don't know no Man City fans. There's no history there. I don't feel anything.
No, I don't never want them to win Champions League. Never,
I don't feel anything.
never. Rather like Liverpool win it, and I dislike Liverpool as well. I rather seeing Liverpool win the league hurt me. I'd rather see them win the Champions League because I've seen them win the Champions League bare times. So now it's like it doesn't matter. Like, this is what you got to do. I can deal with that. Win it again. Win it 25 times. They should never have won the league. I was
It was Spurs and Liverpool in the Champions League final, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The way I wanted, I never supported the team so much in my life.
I wanted Spurs to win that so bad.
Even supporting you, man, the other day. Matter of fact, for the last 2 games, I've been supporting the rivals. I supported Spurs yesterday. I supported you, man, last week.
So you must have been. So you've been enjoying your football then, man.
Why?
Because you've been watching the real team playing it.
I'll move, man.
But yeah, man, that's enough of that sports news. Let's get into. Oh no, we're not. Let's get into rotation.
Oh, cool. Because a few things happened. All right, first of all, I want to get into this. I'm not sure you guys have seen this Lovers and Friends Festival. This lineup. That's not my line. This lineup. This is the reason why sometimes I'm like, I live in the wrong country.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be able to just go to this.
Don't think I didn't get flights.
You know what I mean? So it's Usher Presents Lovers and Friends, yeah. This festival. I'm going to read out the names here. You guys are going to be amazed if you ain't seen it already.
Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna lie.
For those who don't know, right?
Sweet.
Nelly, Busta Rhymes, Flow Rider, Master P and the No Limit Soldiers, Sean Paul, Shaggy, Beanie Man, Chris Brown, Genuine, Remy Ma, Jojo, En Vogue, Blackstreet, Jagged Edge, Next, Wayne Wonder, Kevin Little, 702, Little Mo, Lumidi, Missy Elliott, Mariah Carey, Pitbull, Usher, Christina Aguilera, Summer Walker, Janae Aiko, Miguel, Party Next Door, Bryson Tiller, Boyz II Men, Omarion, Bow Wow, Lil Kim, Eve, T.I., Soulja Boy, The Brat, 50 Cent, Dipset, Noriega, Chingy, P.E. Pablo, Manny Fresh, Them Franchise Boys, Young Jock, Baby Bash, Frankie J, MC Magic, Little Rob. I don't know who the last two are.
Everybody and their mamas.
My
Fam.
my
That's-
I won't say
this
childhood,
is-
but like my
This is
And this isn't what's it called? Wireless Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
This
This is
is-
all on one day.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's all on one day. So the way I see it, there's going to be multiple stages,
Oh yeah.
multiple set times. So for you to see everyone, it's going to be a scramble.
Yeah.
Because
You gotta be on the
you might have two of your
cardio
favorite
on
acts
100.
or 3 acts at the same time. You got to pick which stage you're going to. But this is what you
Elite.
call nostalgia, mate.
I definitely looked at the flights and stuff.
Yeah, no, I checked
That
as
was
well.
looking bad either.
I checked as well. It's in Vegas.
Oh, what, y'all going, yeah?
Vegas.
Not confirmed, but I definitely
Yeah, because
peeped it still because this is me, man. This is me. This is my era.
Brent,
What's the dates again?
May the 6th.
yeah.
That's it. It's just May the 6th.
Oh, it's one day.
He said that's it.
Yeah, it's one
Because you
day.
know, I actually didn't clock down until you just said it. Because when I was looking at the flights, I was like, no, because I'll need like this date.
It's just literally one day.
I don't know why they don't make
Makes
this
the
a
flight easier actually.
make it a
Weekend.
weekend because having all this on one day is insane. And how long are the set times going to be as well? Like
2 minutes, boy.
The fact that you got there's so many
Yeah.
people in there that I'm like, they agree to this. Mariah agreed to this. That's sick.
because when this was announced a couple of years ago and everyone thought it was fake,
Oh really?
but it was real. It actually happened.
How was
Yeah,
it?
this ain't the first
Oh,
one.
that's the same one.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Okay, then I remember them when that come out and people were saying it was fake because the lineup was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, but it was real. It actually happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't no Fire Fest. That's sick.
Yeah.
Bit of me.
Wait there, what's that called?
Lovers and Friends.
My sister's got tickets to that. She was trying to sell it, I think.
What, as in for this year or last year?
Doesn't come
Or
out.
for whatever year.
Oh, last year I think that must.
Yeah, no, this just got announced. Like,
Yeah,
literally
I signed up to the tickets.
this
though.
week. Oh, you signed up tickets?
Yeah, because you signed up for.
Oh yeah, it must have been last
six.
year's one then. Actually,
So I think they let you know for the pre-sale.
Boy, man be
Actually, it's
off,
today. Well, obviously American time.
off in May, boy.
It's Stacey, man.
Stacey.
Stacey, hook us up. Hook us up. All right, cool. All right. Next on the bill, I have Krypton Conan. They've released a new single. Their first single in 3 years, actually. Is it 3 years? Since 2019's Revenge is Sweet album and that whole rollout. A song called That Way, featuring Abracadabra. Have you heard it?
I heard that song months ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, sorry, exclusive.
Where?
From Mr. PK Humble himself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Obviously, PK and Abra in the same
Helps
camp,
to
innit?
be in the know, man. You know, just.
Sorry. Please, I'm shy.
Yeah, you didn't
I
feel to
didn't-
give
I
me
can't
the
have
exclusive,
that.
or
Huh?
You
You
know,
didn't-
I don't have the energy
I
for
didn't,
him.
I didn't want to give up my sauce, man.
well, you have now. So next time,
You know, as a musician, the amount of music I've heard from artists, some long before it comes out, some that's never touched the streets. I'm actually quite privileged.
is it?
You're ridiculous. You know you're ridiculous. I have the energy now. Because
because she looked at me and was like, I ain't got his energy.
like I don't. And then
That
you
didn't
carried
land.
on.
That
And I
didn't
just
land.
thought, wait a minute. You couldn't come in this room and be like, oh, do you know what? They've got this coming up.
Yeah.
Mr. Rotation, keep your ears to the streets. Or this is what I think of it.
Mm.
We didn't tell you to record it and then come in here and play it.
I feel like I'm being told off.
Good.
You
That's
are.
that's good. You are.
But you look like you like it though. That's what's even worse.
That's the thing.
like, wow.
Yeah.
You can't get the stuff, man.
It's a different
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
You are crazy.
All right, so this is so they got a new single called That Way. Drill beat, the beat's hard. I like the beat a lot. Street banger, they're doing their thing. Punchlines galore. Some nice witty bars in there. Abracadabra killed his verse and the hook as well. But to me, it sounds more like an Abracadabra song though. As in, it sounds a lot like On Deck.
Okay, yeah.
The beat sounds a lot like On Deck, and because he does. I think he has 3 choruses and the verse. It just sounds like it's his song and they're just on it, kind of thing.
Is it him featuring them or is it billed as?
No, it's
X?
them featuring him.
Oh,
But he has more of a presence on the song, in my opinion.
okay.
So it feels like it's his song, and the beat suits him way more than it suits them, innit? The thing is, this song is good, yeah? It's very good. I've played it a bunch of times. It's something I'll play in the gym, something I'll play while I'm driving, right? It's a banger. And you can't go wrong with this type of song. It was kind of safe.
Okay.
Yeah. After 3 years, though, if I'm to critique it at all, I'll say after 3 years, maybe give us something a bit different, mix it up a bit. But I can't. The song's good, so I don't want to say I don't like it. But if I'm just to pick at something, I'll say try to maybe give us something different. I'm not saying this is obviously they're going to have more releases after this, but you can't go wrong with this formula. A drill beat, Krypton Conan doing their thing, Abracadabra on the verse, on the hook, whatever. It slaps, but. If I'm to critique it at all, I'll say maybe after 3 years off, show us a bit of growth, maybe a different direction, as opposed to something that we expected.
Yeah.
Because even when they released a preview of the video looked hard as well. Everyone's in black, gullied out, whatever. I could hear the song before I even heard the song.
Them ones.
You knew what it was going to
From the visuals,
Yeah, you knew where they were going.
it's
with it.
all the man them dressed in black. We're in Thornton Heath, Gypsy Hill. We're on ends. You really know what it's going to be, kind of thing. It's not necessarily, but the song's hard though. What's your thoughts, Mugs? As you've been hearing it or banging it for months?
No, I haven't been banging it for months.
Rude.
Let me tell you the truth. I've heard the song once.
Okay.
So, because I've heard it before, since it's dropped, I haven't clamoured to go and
Okay.
back and listen to it.
Yeah.
So I would want to probably go and watch the video and see what the video's saying, but I haven't gone back and think it again. But from when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, this is good. I thought it was more Abra,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When I was, because obviously Krypton Conan, they do what they do. You get me?
Yeah.
They punched it up, so it's in keeping of what you would expect.
Yeah.
Just off my first listen, I walked away listening, thinking, all right, cool. Abra done.
His thing.
Abra's the draw here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. That's a good point. He is the draw.
Yeah.
If this was just Krypton Conan by themselves and those two on the hook, as well as doing the chorus, as well as doing their verses, it wouldn't have had the same je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, so I remember thinking it was good, but I don't know, like, you know the song better than me.
Yeah, okay.
You get me?
Okay, all right, cool. And then Heady One as well released a song. I'm not sure why this song was anticipated, but I kept seeing
The visuals, right?
people talking about it.
It was on Martin Sofa.
Martin Sofa. Maybe there's a story that he's told before
Didn't he have?
about this.
Isn't there a clip where he actually went and had Martin, like the guy?
But who is Martin though?
One of the Fiends, isn't it?
Isn't he one of his nitties or
So-
something like back in the day or something like that?
Yeah, being on
I'm
Martin
taking
Sofa is being in the Fiends yard.
No, that's the thing. I took it as a true story, as in maybe when he was trapping, he was either a trap house or maybe someone who helped him out, whatever. He used to stay on his sofa.
I think that is the case.
Yeah,
though.
I would-
Isn't there there's an actual video of him with
Yeah.
Martin?
Oh, that's the real Martin.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, so
it's the real-
that's a fiend.
If I was
Yeah.
if I was a betting man, I would say that song was inspired by real life events.
You know, I thought so too. I just didn't know what direction it was going in.
Okay, yeah.
Even if it was, I didn't think it was a fiend. I thought this was maybe when he was trapping. Maybe he, I don't know, was down bad. Maybe he was homeless a bit, and maybe had to
Okay,
stay
yeah.
on Martin's sofa while he was doing his thing.
No. They're probably in Cunch, cost effective, trapping out of Martin's house. and
Okay,
sleeping
okay, yes,
Sleeping
okay,
sleeping
cool.
on the sofa.
All right, cool. All right, thanks for that insight, trap correspondent.
It's I shot your mum, I shot your dad.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, the song's cool. I like it. Very obviously reflective. He's talking about, you know, his past discretions and trapping and whatnot. Kind of trappy beat, eerie beat. I like it still. Anyone else heard it?
No.
No? All right, you guys need to do your
Homework.
I'm sorry.
I'm playing. I didn't give any homework. I know.
Okay, I was gonna say.
But yeah, if I'm to compare the two, though, I'll say I'll definitely prefer the Krypton Corner song, though.
prefer Heady's one?
Was that in or did I miss it? Is this the first rotation you've done all week?
No, I done one on
Wednesday.
where I spoke about Dave Flow.
Day Flow. Okay, yeah, I was just checking your thing because I ain't had a spoke about that in public.
Dave Flow. I wanted you to hear for it, but you wasn't here.
Huh? I think, bro, I don't understand what this kid's doing.
What do you mean?
I think Day Flow is so cold.
I deflect.
Huh?
I caught that.
What was that?
No, as you were king,
Why would I do it?
you're telling us about Dayflow.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't understand what's happened there.
Neither do I. What
No,
I
because
miss?
I said, "Oh, I wanted you here on Wednesday," and then they said, "Oh, you're trying to deflect."
Oh,
He's like, I don't know what that kid is doing.
You know, it's cold still. Thoughts? What's your thoughts?
yeah, no, I think it's dope. He's it's impressive because he's been just working on his craft, isn't it? Come like he's been improving. Come like he's been improving for enough long. Even that last freestyle that he done the other day, and I watched it. I'm a sicko. I don't know why I do this stuff like that. I haven't watched it from start to finish. I suppose it's like 6 minutes or something, innit? The last one he done.
Yeah.
I ain't watched it from start to finish.
Yeah.
I've seen enough of it, heard enough clips, and seen enough of it to know that it's good. You
Yeah.
get me, and to know that he's in his bag. He's doing
Yeah.
his thing. You get
Yeah.
me. Then obviously he's double black with this one. He's dropped Day Flow. Just the visuals. I think the beat's cold. Like just everything. It's just cooking. You get me? Like
Yeah,
and
no,
it's
it's
just
cooking for
it's one of the better rap songs that's come out in a long time. You get me?
Yeah.
And I'm just feeling it, man. I'm just like, yeah, nah. Like I was saying, remember I tweeted. I was saying between Adriano and Day Flow, it's like the man them are
Yeah, I'll be honest.
trying to
Come
step
on.
out. They're
Yeah.
working. You get me?
I want to ask you, who do you think has the highest ceiling out of Central C and Fredo? Because you know what it is? Because you know what I see.
It's got to be Central.
Because I see Central's Ascension.
What
right?
musically or just as an artist?
Total package. 'Cause I see Central's Ascension, and I think there's no reason why Fredo can't do this. But Fredo's because he's way more street than Central. Maybe that's holding him back from
Marketing.
getting to. You know what I mean?
Marketing is a big thing in it.
Yeah.
You get me? And what Central C's team's done with the way they market him is dope. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if you could do those things with Fred.
Yeah.
Fred is who he is and he is what.
But
he
I think Fred's coming out of his shell though. He seems like he's trying to be a bit more personable, a bit more light jokes. Even I feel like he plays into the internet's depiction of him.
Yeah, but
and
I
how
don't think
he's-
when
you know
people
what
when you map things out, like people do things, it's very intentional. You know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say? Like, and I think it'll be difficult to come with any kind of elaborate plans for Fredo
Yeah.
because he is what he is. He does what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
This is how I am. This is how I move.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do certain things. I'm not gonna fabricate shit or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. So I think it'll probably be harder to go down that route. Central seems more marketable, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen all the backlash online because he wore
Because he went to the wedding and that.
a tracksuit.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, everyone know what's that new term? Is it
Cosplay.
Cosplaying. Everyone saying that he's cosplaying a roadman.
Message cosplaying a road, man.
What's cosplay mean?
when you dress up as a character.
Is that okay?
Like anime and shit, or like X-Men or something.
Do you not feel like people need to like calm, like it's not every day?
But the people that cosplay kind of
Yeah.
get
argument. Like sometimes I'm like,
they
aren't you not
deep in it.
bored?
Like, they think they're the character.
There's one girl who wrote a whole thread of tweets
My
about
whole
it.
dissertation.
Yeah. I'm thinking, what's your business?
I need to know what kind of where you guys work, man. That you have such time on your hands to do a thread about everything. It's mad.
And then bringing up like
Well,
how
my
we-
man said
how we used to look.
My man said he's busy, innit? I think his manager was saying, basically, my man's busy. He's got his
They live in hotels,
schedule's crazy,
Yeah.
and he just ran through to go check his brethren at the wedding quickly,
Yeah.
and he got filmed secretly. I feel like if that's true, like it is what it is. Like I couldn't be afforded that. It's your wedding day. I'm a superstar. I'm traveling the world. Yeah, I'm busy, but you know what? I've got a 15, 20 minutes where I can fly through and come and see you. I'm gonna fly through and come and see you, and whatever
but
I'm
if
wearing,
it-
I'm wearing.
yeah.
And if we're friends like that,
It is what
that
it
is what it is.
Because if the groom and bride are not complaining, how can you come and do a thread? That's very pathetic,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Yeah, and I feel like even celebrities, they're owed certain
Grace.
graces as well. So I feel like his friends would give him a grace because of who he is.
Do you know what it is though? I think the only reason why it's becoming a thing is because obviously we've seen him in so many different situations where he appears underdressed.
Yeah.
What award show or thing happened that the other day where he even made a joke and was like how when he was on the red carpet they asked him to move
Was Woman
or
King?
something.
Oh, because he had the Decathlon hoodie on.
Yeah, because
And then the
he sold
hoodie
it out.
sold out.
That's all they-
yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
to be fair,
no,
Decathlon
it was
probably had about
it
50
wasn't a Woman King,
hoodies.
it was
In stock.
on loan
I
in
don't think
stock,
it was even
man.
in the UK.
No one buying that shit.
like Paris, I think something happened. No.
Yeah.
No, not Fredo.
The light skin
No,
guy,
no,
and he's got like blue eyes. or something.
Fantasy.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't the Woman King.
Because I remember, I can't remember. I think it was, you know.
What, Woman King?
Yeah, well, I
It
remember it
weren't,
was
'cause it was
no,
Woman
it
King.
wa-
It was
yeah, it
closer
weren't.
than that. Woman King was Asian.
So what other, but it was in UK though. Was it Black Panther? Was there Black Panther premiere?
No, wasn't that Fashion Week?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Fashion
probably
Week.
Fashion
I'm
Week,
saying it
Fashion
was.
Week,
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it
I'm thinking of the wrong
wasn't,
person. Oh, okay.
And obviously people that got really upset about that and was like, oh, why does he like? I think it's because of that. And then obviously you've seen him at a wedding. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason why people are like
Yeah, but I
making an
don't-
issue
I
of it.
don't
But I
know.
don't get why it's anybody's business.
I-
to be
that's
honest.
my
I think
thing.
this
It's
goes
not
back to
no
even the
one's
topic
business.
earlier about change, innit? Like I went and watched the old Central C freestyle SPTV. The guy looks completely different. Like completely different. He's a different person entirely from the way he's dressing, his hair, everything. But he's just changed. But people are like, because this is how you used to be, why can't you stay like this?
That's what I'm saying. No one's trying to accept him for who
I've
he is.
chosen to now look like this. This is
And
my-
how I am today is making me money.
I think it's what he's changed too, though, because like normally if you dress like you're from the hood, like roadman, whatever.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be elevation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why have you gone
It's
to
like
this? That
you've
means
gone
you're
backwards.
acting. You're acting. This ain't real.
But why?
And then
But
also
why is
though-
when a
He's
tracksuit?
cosplaying,
Why?
didn't he?
Like tracksuits are tracksuits, isn't it?
No, but then what I found interesting is obviously it's like because he's on this, this is me, I'm not changing, this is how I am, this is how I dress, I'm not gonna change for no one. I guess it's that, but we've seen him do like fashion. I've seen him do like a whole Jacquemus
Yeah, I saw that shoot.
shoot.
High
where he's
fashion
wearing
kind of vibe,
flares,
yeah.
pink, like he's giving them fashionista.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's like not like you know when to change how you dress and stuff, yeah. But do you know what I mean? If for example I've seen him do a shoot or he hasn't done any fashion shoots because he refuses to like change who he is, then I think it would stick a bit more. But that's the argument people always use. Like I've seen them like in this argument fling up those pictures and be like, "You look saucy. What are you talking about?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why people
I
make
don't
it
know,
their business, to be honest with you. All right, and lastly, we've got J. Cole doing some noble things. So J. Cole, he's got a new song, but how it came about was he went online. I feel like he was looking for inspiration. He went online and he searched J. Cole type beat. Yeah, you know how certain producers, they make certain beats that fit certain artists, and they pull it out there in case people are looking for certain beats. You might have like a Migos type beat or whatever. So he looked for a J. Cole type beat. The first one that popped up, he took it down, recorded a song to it. I'm not sure if he contacted the producer first or just pull it out, but he's basically pull it out. Yeah, so he's made this producer's
Life.
dream.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm one of the biggest rappers in the world. I've found an unknown producer. I found their beat, and I've made a song to it, and I've allowed you to pull it out.
Well, it means he's good, and maybe J. Cole and this guy would have more conversations because as a musician, one annoying thing, is when producers hit you up, and they say, "Brother, I got this beat for you. It's perfect for you. This is your this is the one. It's
is your
crazy,
bag,
yeah." And then they play you the beat,
It's whack.
and you're thinking,
Is that it?
"What made you? What on earth made you think
Yeah.
this was for me?" Like, what do I do in my spare time that makes you think
This beat is for me.
this beat is for me?
Yeah.
I want to do this shit. You know what I'm trying to say? It's crazy. It's so annoying. But sometimes, a man will tell you, he's got a beat,
Yeah.
and it's for you,
Yeah, and it's for you.
and you play it,
It do be for you.
and it's like your soul wrote it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
He telling the truth. This is crazy. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So like, it's lit. You know what I'm trying to say? So for my man to go and type J. Cole type beat,
Type beat, yeah.
and then press play
Yeah.
and
And
say,
it was.
oh my God, this is my time.
Yeah, the thing is, it
He's
is.
saying, no, this producer's lit. I need to talk to this kid.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so wholesome.
It is. It's definitely a J. Cole type beat. It's very like. I know people think J. Cole is boring, innit? But he can rap on up tempo stuff. But this is an atypical boring type of J. Cole type beat. So it's very mellow. It's a type of song that you're gonna start reflecting on. It's not. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
It's the song is called Procrastination, and then broke in brackets. I'm not sure if he's saying he's broke or not, but I don't think the song's crazy. I don't love the song. It's cool. It feels like if J. Cole wasn't trying to help this producer out or do something noble, this would have been something that would have been unreleased.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't feel this wouldn't be on his album. This is not. It's not of a high quality.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say, but it's a decent song. It does sound like something that J. Cole would spit on, and I think the story is bigger than the song. So
Okay.
what he's actually done is greater than the song that was produced from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But who knows what's going to happen to this producer's life now? Who knows? He could work with J. Cole more. Might work with other producers. He might put his name on the map. So yeah, I think J. Cole done a great thing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And that's it. That is Zero Rotations.
Thank you very much.
All right, well then let's get into our final segment of the day. Done Out Here. I always forget that segment. So, why did you make me do it topless for, man?
You're in the best.
I'm okay.
Huh?
I think
You did what top?
I think
ad
you
lib.
brought a green top.
He did
innit?
it topless.
Yeah, that's right.
so
Yeah.
you're like, what am I supposed to do here?
Such an idiot.
He did it with his singlet on.
Anyway, I was gonna go for a story. E-man made me aware of a story that I wanted to read. But you know what? In keeping of Friday and my lax attitudes towards them, I'm just gonna relax.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna relax and take this one easy. I sent Brent something a little while ago. I wanted to get it up on the screen, and I just want you to watch it. I don't even think it needs sound.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even think it needs
Yeah, I've
sound.
seen it.
I don't
What
think
do
it-
you think he's on? Because that can't
Who
be
is that?
Nelly.
That's Nelly.
It
He's
can't
on
be
he's on
regular.
pills. He's on
I just
pills.
want you to play it, Brent, so the people them can see it, and we could just get a vibe of what he's doing. I mean, okay, we got noise. That's good. Let's go. His eyes.
His eyes actually go back.
Look at him. What's he looking at?
See when his eyes roll
Unless
back.
he's just really, really drunk, baby.
Yeah, they're rolling in the back of his head. He's high as a mini skirt. Now replay it. What the?
He's actually done that.
This is the second time he done something. I'm not sure if you guys reported on this. Remember a couple of weeks or months ago
Brother!
when he was on stage and he was performing one of his like lady, I think it was Dilemma or something, and the little girl was on stage and he was singing the song to her, but acting like she was a grown woman, and there was a bit of outrage about it. I know. People are like, oh, why?
I would have put him on Done Out Here too.
They're like, oh, why did your mother? Because the mother's there. Why did you let your child go up there? So he's
Yeah, some things I can't even blame the artist. I've got to blame the parent.
yeah, like you know how, like for example, if Usher's doing a song and he's doing Seduction,
Yeah,
you might call her one sexy woman and start performing on her.
Yeah.
So Nelly done it to a kid. Like he was like singing to her, stroking her face.
Oh, yeah.
Like this is egregious. I'm not sure you guys saw it.
I didn't see it.
No.
Yeah, it's like maybe 3 months ago.
That's wild.
And I definitely would have put him on Done Out Here. I didn't see that shit.
Yeah.
That was horrid. But he was, like I just said, he is higher than a mini skirt. I don't understand why you would go in public. Because look, he's a rapper. They're rock stars. They're doing whatever they're doing in their spare time. I'm pretty sure he's no stranger to drugs and that, yeah. But when you're going to be on stage in this day and age with all these cameras and surely you don't want to get so intoxicated to where you can't even like function and control yourself and put a good representation of yourself. Like, because even like drunk is drunk. And for the most part, you kind of not make excuses, but you give drunk people a blight. Because if he was drunk, you'd just be like, you know what, he's drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like he's
But
not.
that's not the behavior of a drunk person.
That's not the behavior of a drunk person. This
You know what's
man,
so funny though? It's like I feel like in his mind,
he was
acting
wavy.
Not 100%.
He's like, I'm
That's what
killing
happens,
this.
though.
Yeah, because he's done this.
And in his mind,
You don't do.
all he's doing is this in his mind. But the whole time he's doing hella gang signs. It's ridiculous. I love it.
He look
It's
bad.
terrible.
Stay no to drugs, kids, man. Like that was definitely
Yeah,
drugs.
that was
That smile was huge. His eyes
Yeah,
was rolling in
the
his
He was
head.
happy. He was high of life.
He wasn't present, man.
Yeah,
That's
he
like
wasn't
an
there.
out-of-body
Yeah.
experience. Like, you're not
Yeah.
here. You're not on... See where I'm? You're not here.
You're not hurt. It's crazy.
And I think you got to let it go, man. Because obviously, clearly, it's a problem if it's affecting.
It ain't work for you.
If it working for you, man. If it's
Yeah.
affecting your work and that, like that performance was trash. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like that was a bad performance. What was that? Quay, Australia.
Yeah, I was Australian. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He flew far for that, you know.
Juicy Fest is called.
Who?
Juicy Fest.
I thought he said hoochie. I thought he said hoochie fest.
It's
Same.
That's a good name for it.
Nelly, Ja Rule, I think Exhibit's out there, Bow Wow's out there. All those 2000s acts.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you even know what song you're trying to perform?
What
Yeah.
just now?
Which one is Hoyt
There's a
here?
soul in
My
my
head.
head.
Oh, okay.
The country song.
Oh,
Yeah,
over and over.
Oh,
again.
yeah.
With
yeah.
Tim
McCraw.
Tim
I thought he
yeah.
was doing one of them hip hop songs with just in a cappella. Acoustic version.
Yeah, no, I saw that guy around. I was just thinking, fucking hell, man.
It's nuts.
It's nuts. You get me? That drugs, that lifestyle ain't for everyone, man. You got to leave it alone, man. You got to be better. And like I said, when it starts seeping out into like the real world and that, if it's behind closed doors, then do your thing. You get me? But people pay their money to watch that. You get me? This is the crap that they got to do. You just there in all white, like some high snowman. Just taking
Nelly's
the
also the
piss.
only man that still wears earrings. Or the only rapper who still wears earrings, shall I say.
Yeah, I haven't even noticed.
He letting it go.
That's how you know it wasn't a trend for him. He meant that.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah,
like
it's
he wears
real.
two big
One
diamond
cosplaying.
earrings still like it's 2001.
Yeah,
Love
nah. Juicy Fest, man.
You're blaming the festival. I'm done. You're not even blaming the artist. You're like, Juicy Fest. You're like,
You're
done.
allowed
That name is hilarious as well. Juicy Fest is crazy.
So you did this.
Now you can tell that, yeah, you know there's trouble in there as
Yeah.
well, man. You hear that
Juicy
as well,
Fest.
man. Juicy Fest, man.
That
No
one.
juice. Ain't juicy over here, Juicy Fest.
Hey, Nelly, man, sober up, man. Drink a water. Yeah. Hey, listen, be better, man. Don't make them catch you like that. There's cameras out here, man. It's 2023, man. You're sick. But keep getting your money, man. I ain't hating. Keep doing you, man. But you're definitely done it here, man. Definitely. And for your egregious acts that Yusuf was talking about. I didn't even see them.
Yeah, that was mad.
Don't make me see
Like
them.
he should be like, no, take your daughter back. Don't, why are you bringing your daughter up on stage?
Yeah, but you know it's awkward. Like now the kids are all crying, messing up my
Oh,
show.
just okay. Just,
Not perform
leave
to her, but like
Yeah.
just get her to sing with
Yeah,
you,
but
or
like,
like,
you know what I mean? Like,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it with me, innit?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah,
he
you
was
know,
like
that.
serenading her.
No, weird.
Maybe he was high
Really,
again.
You might have been.
You didn't know what he was doing.
Double done at air, man. Nelly, man, you're done at air, man. Let's get into our outro.
All right, people. I know you've enjoyed the show, Full House, and we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also follow us on our social media platforms. The Day After TNB. If you want to send a voice note or text in, the number is 075-6484-1073. If you want to inquire about the show or feature on the show, the email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Have a nice weekend. See ya.
Ciao.
Peace.